Considering the fact that the surface is a bit sticky, they should be able to get some quick wickets to add on the pressure. So they do have the next delivery that's bowled. See much better the ball. We can see gripping the surface. And this is going to be interesting to see. Inclusion of the spinner. We saw it in the previous game. And it is Anna Peterson, the player who's been given a chance to come in this 11 today. Jersey number 52, Anna Peterson. The next delivery is coming up. And just in the second over, it was a dot delivery. It's a much better delivery. Getting a bit of an inside edge, Nahida Khan. The fielders are up on their toes. They're not able to, there are not too many gaps as we see in the field. As long as the bowlers, again, they bowl to their field, I think they should be successful.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a very good strategy here. Bringing in a spinner to open with the quick and the field placements, as Chavi you mentioned, immaculate field placement, and the bowling has been to the field. If you see, there is a deep square leg which is more finer this time round, and there's a deep mid wicket, two fielders on the boundary line, and ensuring that no extras are given. They have been bowling a tight line and then no extras so far, and the fielders inside the 30-yard circle, there is a short extra cover that is ensuring that not even simple singles are taken. I mean, 2 balls, 2 shots to the same fielder, and this is, again, now see, this is the third time in line that the ball has gone to the same fielder.
Yes, this is the plan, this is a strategy, and really like Anna Peterson's action. She comes in straight, she bowls that, she gets that pivot that usually you talk about the off-break bowlers. 27 years old, has got an experience in her hand. She's made her debut for New Zealand in 2012. The next delivery just moving away. Didn't intend to play it on that side, neither Khan. So that'll be the end of the 2 over and starts with a maiden. So that's a plus for her.
Maiden for the maiden. That's a lovely start for Anna Peterson. She comes in as one of the 2 replacements. Anna Peterson, she walks in place of Holly Huddleston. And Hannah Rove, she replaces Tamsin Newton. So, 2 bowlers sitting out, 2 bowlers coming in, and Anna Peterson has, at least in this over, shown that she definitely deserves a spot in the 11 today.
Definitely. If you talk a little bit about Anna Peterson, she's played 22 matches for New Zealand and has picked up 14 wickets. So a decent average there. And it is going to be Tehuhu to continue. Very good pace. The ball getting a bit of a bounce. Coming straight on to Aisha Zafar. The batsmen have, a decent, stable start. I think they're not trying to do anything special. Just watch the ball and play. As you mentioned, Neil, they've got a lot of time to go. So this will be a test also for the Pakistani batsmen. They will be looking to complete and play the entire 50 overs.
Exactly. I mean, they played full 50 day before yesterday and were just 8 shy of a historic win. But that is something that, when you look at cricket as a sport, the game moves from left to right completely, and it doesn't really take time. One would want to believe that Pakistan had a brilliant opportunity to win that game. But then today, look at this. They are in charge of what they're doing. They're batting first. They would want to post a big total, and they're taking it very sensibly. So some really sensible batting over here from both the openers. Nahida Khan on 1 of 8 deliveries. Aisha Zafar on 1 of 7 deliveries. They're not taking any undue risks. They know that it's the power play overs, but again, power play doesn't mean that you play nonsensible shots. And everything that is within the textbooks of cricket is on display here.
Sure, that's how it'll be. It is a very good display bowling. The next delivery just a bit outside the off stump, tapping it that goes straight to the point fielder. So we've seen this, Neil. They are bowling to their field. They are keeping it tight, and this will be the strategy. The power play is on. So the power play will be there. The fielding restrictions. Only 2 fielders are allowed outside the 30-yard circle, and that's how it'll be for till the 8th over. So another 5 overs to go to see how they use the power play to their advantage. Even the next delivery, Neil, if you look at that, it's just coming onto the bat pretty slowly. The ball is not leaving the surface very quickly as we anticipated it to.
Well, that's true. I mean, it is gripping the surface, and it could be because what we observed this morning, Charvi, the wicket is sticky, and the moment it hits the seam, yes, there is this odd bounce, but otherwise, it is moving with the getting the grip of the surface. Now, another thing that I observed, and while we were talking, is Tahuhu has been bowling from the pavilion end. And in the first game, she was bowling from the opposite end, and maybe that has also worked in her favor.
Always a change of ends does help. Yet another maiden over. So 2 maiden overs back to back, 3 overs gone. It's 2 for no loss, and that will add up. I mean, it's too early to add talk about any sort of pressure, but it might add some sort of pressure towards the towards later on with 2 overs, and it is going to be Anna Peterson, who we were talking about a while ago, to continue. She will be coming in to bowl her second over, and that's it's a very good delivery. Well played by Nahida Khan. She looks confident, definitely carrying on from her form from the from the previous game. So that was going to help her a ton, definitely. That's a much better delivery. The ball going to the short fine like fielder, and the fielders are up on their toes. They know that they would want to contain Pakistan for a smaller total. They wouldn't want to have a very big total.
That's so true. Again, if you look at it, New Zealand was very sharp even day before yesterday when they were out on the field, and the same thing can be said about the Pakistani team also. I mean, Pakistani women were charging at every single delivery that was coming on towards them. It wasn't like in a 50 overs game we've seen at times that fielders wait for the ball to travel to them instead of approaching and running towards the ball. But we've seen both these teams. The fielders have been at it, charging the ball and ensuring that there are no slippages, no misfeelings whatsoever. So yeah, so far a good game of cricket. Pakistan women playing very sensibly, a tad cautiously, I would reckon, because there is a new bowler who's bowling to them in Anna Peterson, who's been turning the ball beautifully, has been getting a lot of support from the surface. The ball is gripping, not coming onto the bat that easily, and that is something that probably has caused that little element of doubt in the minds of the batsmen and the batters, and probably that's the only reason why they look a tad tentative. But here again, see, while we talk of their tentativeness, there's a smart play of cricket playing its soft hands in the gap and takes a single.
Yeah, it's a single to end the over. So 4 overs gone. It's 3 for no loss. They'll be relieved, with that. What happens is when they don't, there are too many dot deliveries, too many maiden overs, the pressure starts to mount on the batsmen. Just to ease that out, what they would require to do is at least, get the singles going, keep the singles going. And that is something that will keep them on as well. So we'll have to see. And it is going to be Tahuhu to continue from the pavilion end. Both the bowlers are getting help from the surface, as we were talking about. So, only time will tell how they're going to take it. And Tahuhu to continue. The ball just skimming past through Nahida Khan on that occasion, going straight to the keeper. So this is the help. This is something that New Zealand will have to use to their advantage.
Undoubtedly now, and if you look at it, both the bowlers have been ensuring that they take all the advantage of the early morning pleasantries that the pitch offers, and it has put Pakistan in some sort of pressure. They're just 3 runs on the board in the 5th over, while they would love to have some more runs on it, but the bowling has been very good. The length has been perfect, and has been more specifically to say to the field that Susie Bates has set.
Yes, for sure, Neil. This is they will be looking to restrict Pakistan batsmen, and they would want to bowl to the field. Ideally, that's the plan. And the next delivery, this just was bit in the air for a while, but a confident drive from Nahida Khan. Nonetheless, she is trying to watch the ball very well. They do realize that the ball is going to grip the surface. However, there is some overnight dew on the pitch, which will have an effect later on. But however, they will be the pitch will only get harder as the sun comes out more. It'll dry out. So, and the ball will start coming onto the bat, in the later part of the game, and that will be called the wide. The ball just going down the leg, and I'm sure Tahuhu was not looking for that one.
Well, absolutely. The way she was bowling today, it didn't appear as if she is planning to have any extras on her name today. But just like in the first game where she gave away 4 wides and 1 no ball, today the account of extras has started with a solitaire wide going down the leg side. But it was marginally wide. I mean, the rules of this game tend to get a tad harsh on the bowlers when the ball goes down the leg side by a whisker, and the umpires have to spread their arms out and give it as a wide. The heart goes out for bowlers at times when something like this happens. But then the game is a game. You got to bowl it straight, tight, up, and that's what Tahuhu has been doing so far.
She has been bowling those tight lines compared to what she bowled in the first game, and we've seen it. The line and the length that she's bowling is much tighter. The short delivery on that occasion, very well pulled away. The fielder coming in from the fine leg region. And see, these are the odd balls that even the batsman will be waiting to pick. They will be those one-off deliveries that they would want, to make an impact about. And obviously, I mean, it's a batsman's job to recognize the loose deliveries and go for the runs. And the runs have to keep coming. They have to be ticking.
Absolutely, and these are the kind of opportunities even the bowlers look for, because they know that they have been bowling a good tight line in length, and they want to give the batsman that little element of surprise by bowling a shorter one, a quicker one, a slower one. The batter thinks that they want to probably score on these deliveries, while the bowler thinks that could be the wicket-taking delivery for them.
For sure. So 5 overs gone and 5 runs for no loss. So just getting a couple of runs here and there. Just 3 more overs to go, Neil, for the power play to, commence. And this is, if we compare it to the previous game where New Zealand were batting, they had scored the majority of runs in the 8 overs. They had really taken the run rate up. But here, on that occasion, considering the surface, it's much different. The next delivery in the air for a while. Again, the ball gripping. Anna is getting the batsman, Nahida Khan, to get to the pitch of the ball. She's making her really stretch her legs and, get to the pitch of the ball. She's flighting the ball well, not scared of that.
Well, I mean, this is something which is really nice to see in modern-day bowlers who are willing to give that little bit of air to the ball and looping the ball. And this is and then the result is what we see so far. She's been bowling really tight and effectively, has not been picked very well by the batters. Every time there is a delivery that is to be driven, and the ball gets straight onto the fielder at short extra cover.
And we haven't seen any, too many runs that have come. The batsmen are taking it easy as well. Nahida Khan has faced 20 deliveries. Aisha Zafar, on the other hand, 13 deliveries, and they've only scored in their single digits. But considering their current form, they will be looking, to make it big towards the later part of the game.
Well, I'm so sure that the entire Pakistan think tank would be thinking on the same lines, while Nahida Khan has just got on strike. 4 runs of 20 deliveries, a tad too slow from her expectation and the expectation of the nation, but probably that is what the game demands as of now. While the ball is gripping, this one is a quick single, almost like she had intended to take that run. She wants the scoreboard to tick, and that's a positive thing.
What happens, Neil, in longer formats is the more dot deliveries a bowler bowls, the more confidence they gain, and that just puts add-on pressure to the towards the batsman. So if they have the scoreboard ticking, at least the singles are coming in, that definitely wouldn't be a problem. That is something that they need to keep going on. So 6 overs have gone, 8 runs have just come by. So 2 more overs to go for the power play. We'll just, I think it'll be Tahuhu to continue from the... there's a change in bowler. Number 74, that is Hannah Rowe. The new inclusion in the 11 today?
Well, absolutely. This is going to be very, very interesting. while Tahuhu was bowling really well. The skipper thinks that she would want to save some of hers for later, while the new bowler will be tested, Hannah Rove. She's got a fantastic platform. The batters are going a tad too slow. They've just scored 8 runs so far, and here there is an opportunity for her to create an impact, create a mark for herself, starting up for Team New Zealand today from the pavilion end.
So yet another youngster. She is a right-arm medium-pace bowler. She's 21 years old. Just made her debut in 2015 against England, and this is what even we were talking about in the first game, Neil, that how the youngsters have evolved and how their inclusion in such experienced and senior sides is just going to help them to gain as much experience. And this is definitely for this youngster. She's 21 years old. She's got age on her hands, and what a platform for her to bowl to. And that is a full toss. Couldn't put it away very well, Aisha Zafar. Again, the ball sticking to the surface. If you see, it's not coming off the surface very well. And I'm sure the New Zealand have realized this while they were training early this morning before the game could start.
The new inclusion, the off-break bowler, 3 overs, again a maiden, and has given away just 3 runs. So maidens have been in row today. I mean, both the bowlers have given maidens, and Rove is now trying to figure out if she can bowl 2 more dot deliveries and get a maiden as well.
She will be, looking to add that additional pressure on to the batsman, and I think she will be successful. And it's a good thing, Neil, for youngsters like these to bowl those maiden overs. The very first over that they bowl maiden, and as we see, she's such a disciplined bowler. She hasn't accepted one full toss that came. That slipped out of her hand. Apart from that, she's bowled extremely tight lines and very, very good deliveries to the Pakistani batsmen. And the Pakistani batsmen are looking steady as well. They're here on a mission. The next delivery, that's chipped off, and Aisha Zafar, that is going to be the first wicket to fall. And unfortunate, she just, I think she was looking to chip it over the inner circle, but just caught at mid-on. So that is going to be a disappointment for Pakistan. The first wicket going for just 7 runs.
Undoubtedly, and this was just the result of fantastic disciplined bowling. Putting pressure on all the batters one by one, not giving away any runs. This was a time for one of the batters to go big, and Aisha Zafar took that responsibility, trying to play it above the fielder standing inside the 30-yard circle. Couldn't get that elevation, to say so, and it was a fantastic catch that was completed, and giving away the first wicket for Pakistan. Here is Hannah Rove, who bowls a maiden and gets a wicket as well.
Yes, it's a maiden wicket for the youngster, and definitely a beneficial, benefit for New Zealand for including her in the side for this ODI. She has proven her point that we will be taking this on, and it's going to be Javeria Khan, jersey number 7, who's walked in for Pakistan. She also played a decent innings in the previous game, got her 50. So you see, Neil, the experience in terms of batting is there for the Pakistan batting, and they definitely have a lot of, they do bat deep. They've got batsmen all the way down till Sana Mir, till number 7, and they are unchanged from the previous game. So we'll have to see. And the next delivery from it is going to be Anna Peterson to continue from the far end. It's 7 for fun. 7 overs have gone, and Javeria Khan is the new batsman that has come in. It's 4 for 4. Nahida Khan is on 4 of 24 delivery. She's not been able to score very, very quickly as far as we've seen compared to the previous game.
Well, absolutely. Over here, if you see now, the pressure will mount back again on Pakistan, as if it was any lesser when they started off. But a wicket going on really quick, and they're giving away, New Zealanders giving away runs just very miserly. The pressure is immense on the batters. Over here, if you see again, Charvi, the batter is trying to play something which is a little expansive, something which I don't know if this is something that was within her control, and trying to get a bigger score right now. But time will tell what happens with the Pakistani score line. Changes in the field. Is there a slip fielder coming in? Yes, we see now that this is beautiful. They're being aggressive, putting Pakistani women under pressure, and this is going to be fun.
For sure, Neil, this is very interesting. And just pulls that away. The ball just drifting on towards the leg side, making the best use of it and looking for the second run and running very quickly. Nahida Khan, we saw it in the previous game as well. She's very quick between the wickets, and a slip coming in is just they're adding that very rightly, as you mentioned, they're trying to add that pressure on. But the slip has been removed. The fine leg comes back in. Short fine leg fielder. The next delivery just coming down. Oh, there you go. That was the slip fielder 4. The ball was in the air for a while, and chase for the fielder coming in from the point region towards the third man. So they'll pick up a couple of runs, 2 runs in their kitty. And Peterson is again. She has been bowling those good lines. She hasn't given away so many runs so far. Just 7 runs she's given away, and 1 maiden for her as well. So Neil, she's in her 4th over. For sure, captain is looking to give her a full set of 10 overs, considering she is one of the main bowlers. But I think the New Zealand bowlers, compared to the previous game, they are looking more disciplined in their bowling. They are bowling much more tighter lines, which is a good thing.
Absolutely. When we saw in the previous game that the number of extras was almost skyrocketing, and led by Tahu, who gave away 4 wides. But this time around, it is very tight. 16 extras was what we saw in the New Zealand bowling in the first ODI. But this time around, both the quicks, the spinner, all 3 of them have been bowling immaculately perfect line and length, and that has resulted in Pakistan under pressure, 11 runs in 8 overs after losing a wicket. And this one again, now this looks a tad positive. Probably Zaveria Khan has brought in that positivity, and the chats that they have between overs or between deliveries. Zaveria Khan, I'm so sure, would have gone and spoken to Nahida Khan and told him that, listen, this is an opportunity. Let's not miss out. We have won the toss on a very good wicket, and there is an opportunity for us to score big and put New Zealand under pressure.
That is something that they would have discussed. Javeria Khan is looking very active, on her toes, taking those singles. The runs have started to come. The singles are coming, and a very good delivery there by the youngster Hannah Rove. The scoreboard has gone up. It's 12 for 1, 8 overs. We're in the progress. 8 overs have gone. We're in the 9th over at the moment, and it's going to be interesting to see how Hannah Rove continues. It's a good run-up, good steady run-up. She loads up really well. I like the way she, her action and the ball, the way it comes down. And there was a chance there, a very good single taken. And these are the chances that Pakistan need to take. If they will be only in a situation where the maiden overs keep coming, the runs don't keep coming very well. These are the chances they will have to take to hit the ball, run with the shot, cover the distance as quickly as they can. And they are quick legs. We see both these batsmen running very well in the previous game, and we see it now as well. They're taking those singles very quickly.
Well, very well said, Charvi, that they will have to do that and they'll have to take their chances because otherwise they will only be mounting pressure on themselves, and that is not going to be good for their game. The more the pressure on the batters, the difficult it gets to score. And right now, they will have to ease off, and see, the pressure will ease off if they get their odd boundaries, which haven't come so far. But even the singles, the doubles that they have done in the previous over of Peterson, they went for 2 doubles. So now these are the runs that will make them feel a little comfortable. A shy at the stumps, and looks like the batter has definitely reached comfortably without the wickets being dismantled.
See what happens, Neil. Now suddenly we've seen the batsmen are running very quickly between the wickets, and it started to make the fielders look very busy. They will have to. They will start adding on that pressure onto the fielders that we're going to hit to you and we're still going to run. That's the kind of impression they will have to give forward that we're not here to stand on our ends. We're here to take the runs. We are here to keep the scoreboard ticking. So that is the end of the 9th over. 9 overs gone. It's 13 for 1. And that is also the end. The power play is already ended. And they do have an option to have more than 2 fielders outside the inner circle. But I'm guessing they're sticking to just 2 at the moment. They have 1 backward square leg, deep backward square leg. They've got 1 deep mid wicket because they have a spinner. And usually they do have those because, it's very common in women's cricket for them to play that cross shot. And it does usually go to the deep mid wicket area.
Well, absolutely. And when there is a spinner in action, you would want to have those fielders in play for a shortish delivery that comes in and the batter goes for the pull shot. Over here, Peterson will continue with her splendid spell, and I would say that she's been doing really, really well. 4.1 overs so far, 7 runs given and a maiden bolt. She's definitely been a good pick for today.
Yeah, she has been a good pick today. And bowling to her field, yet again, we spoke about that fielder being in the deep mid-wicket region, going straight over there. And this is what happens when you bowl those lines. You bowl those lines, it goes straight to the fielders that have been set for you. And this is exactly what the captain would want, is not to give away too many runs. No boundaries have come so far. It's 15 for 1, 9.2 overs have gone. And the next delivery, flighting, it's playing a similar shot, Naida Khan, to the previous one, and will settle for a single. At least the singles are coming. I'm sure Pakistan would be happy with that. The singles are coming. The scoreboard has to be ticking. So that is something they will be quite okay with at the moment.
Well, absolutely. And if you see, both the batters are sweeping merrily. And that's what the batters from the subcontinent are known for. They can sweep the whole day long to spinners and do it very comfortably. They look very graceful. I've seen a bunch of Westerners, and I would want to say Australians, trying to sweep, and they don't look very comfortable when they go down to sweep. It looks like they're just trying to avoid and ensuring that. I don't know. I'm unable to read the ball off the hand, so I will sweep the ball.
Yeah, they would. They do try those, but at the moment, I think Pakistan would be happy. The current run rate is around 1.73. They would have to accelerate. In the middle overs, I'm sure they will go for they will start accelerating. But if New Zealand continues their bowling attack the way they are, so disciplined, it might get a little difficult. The next delivery, just in the reach, driving it very nicely, not finding the gap on that occasion, Nahida Khan. So that will be the end of the over. 10 overs gone, it's 17 for 1. Just 3 runs coming from it. So a very good bowling display here from Anna.
Absolutely. I think now the skipper would want to consider another bowler from the far end, considering that Anna Peterson has bowled 5 overs. A break is on lines for her, while from the pavilion end, we would have Hannah Rove continuing. She started really well. It was a maiden over for her, and after that maiden, she also got a wicket. And in the next over, the over that followed that one, she just gave away 3 runs. So she has been bowling really well. Both of these new picks for New Zealand have shown splendid results as far as bowling is concerned, and putting a lot of pressure on Team Pakistan. 17 for 1 in 10 overs. 1.7 is the run rate. Yes, no, go back. It wasn't hit with that kind of power, but also wasn't enough of soft hand on it. It was somewhere in the middle, and probably that brought in the tentativeness between the batters.
Yeah, it did. And Javeda Khan didn't look very happy. She wanted that single. She wanted to go, and she's a busy player. She keeps your non-striker involved as well. She's always looking for singles, trying to play in the gaps, just soft touches and quick runs. That's what she's known for. We saw it in the previous game. She looks very busy. She keeps herself, in the mind thinking at all times. But a fantastic bowling display by the youngster here. I am absolutely impressed by Hannah.
Absolutely, she has impressed one and all, and will continue to do so while she's running away from us from the pavilion end. And this one has been beautifully driven, but will not get any runs on it. Now this is what is happening. It's a beautiful contest between 2 fantastic batters who have scored massively in the previous ODI, both of them getting their half centuries. And right now a bowler who's just walked into the team has been selected over a senior player and is showing some fantastic bowling prowess. So, it's a lovely contest. It's a lovely contest. Two senior campaigners versus someone who's just very young, very new to the international game, and is giving a tough fight to both the senior batters.
Yes, Neil, that is very true and very truly said. Also, the inclusion of youngsters only tells us and only shows how the game is growing globally. Especially for the women. We've seen it in the past. And also a very interesting fact, Neil, that I'd like to share with you and all our viewers who are watching us live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium. Did you know that before a men's World Cup was played ever back in history, a women World Cup was played first and then a men's World Cup came in play? Did you know that?
Wow, and that's why they say that Eve came before Adam.
Yeah, well, that is true, and that is actually true. That's going to go to the boundary, and probably the first 4 runs to come in for Pakistan. Not one of the best deliveries that Hannah has bowled today. That has gone down the leg. That will be the signal from the umpire, and the end of the over as well. So 11 overs gone and 22 for 1. So the runs are coming very quickly.
Well, gladly for Pakistan, this boundary has given them some hope that the runs will come. And Hannah just erred in her line a tad, and the advantage was taken by the Pakistani batters to ensure that the scoreboard moves northwards. But this was an interesting fact that you mentioned, Charvi, that the women played their World Cup before the men's World Cup, and this is really interesting. And yes, it is known that cricket was a very popular sport back in the days for women. Also, they used to play in skirts, and it was then progressively taken up by men, and it went on to reach the heights that it is at today. But the interesting fact that Chavi mentioned, well, I'm so sure that you'll keep a note of that and talk about it and brag to your friends who talk about cricket and talk about facts of cricket. Yeah.
Yes, we would do that. And if we talk about women's cricket and a little bit of women's cricket history, the very first ever recorded match to be played between it was played between England, some women from England in Australia. There was back there were a bunch of women who played some cricket in England. That was back in 1745. So the game does go back a lot of years.
Wow. I mean, this is very interesting. I had visited the museum at Lord's, during my tour there, and the history of this game, can be felt when you see all those bats taking different shapes from what it looked like back then, just like a broomstick, to what it has become. In all these years, there has been so much of progression in this game. And while we're talking about the progression of the game, we have Susie Bates, the skipper, who's come in from the far end bowling. Now, this is very interesting. She's got herself to bowl while things were going really well, and as a replacement of Anna Peterson, and she didn't bring herself in the first game. This is surprising.
Yeah, she didn't bring herself, but we did see her. I did see her bowling during the practice, just after the toss, before they could come in. Before the start of the play, she was bowling. It was probably expected that she would come into bowl, and this is what happens. The skipper has to take charge at some point. But I think New Zealand are doing a wonderful job here this morning at Sharjah Cricket Stadium, and they would be looking for the maximum this, and that's played up in the air again, just chipped over the inner circle, and that will run away for 4 runs. So a very good shot from Javeria Khan, and this is why she's a very, very busy player.
Very positive shot there, not feeling the pressure, not taking up on herself, and ensuring that the scoreboard keeps ticking. And this time the scoreboard has ticked and rather jumped by 4 runs. So here we have Susie Bates, the skipper, who brought herself in place of Anna Peterson after Peterson finished a spell of 5 overs. A confusion over here, chance of a run out, and yes, Javeria Khan will have to go. She is miffed, and Nahida Khan also telling her that, well, you played it straight in the hands of the fielder.
Neil, this is something. This is a confusion point. We saw it in a couple of overs back as well. They were struggling. The communication was a bit weak, and this time Javeria Khan, the player, because of whom the runs were actually coming, she was looking very busy. Unfortunate run out. She will not be very happy with that. It's 28 for 1. 28 for 2 actually now. 2 wickets have gone in quick succession. Javeria Khan, unfortunate, will have to walk back for 10 runs or 14 deliveries. This is why communication between the two batsmen in the centre is very important. Also, Neil, pointing out the fact that you have to look busy. The singles have to come. When the singles haven't come for a long time, the runs are not coming. But the ball was going directly to the fielder. She would have just come down. She's hit a 4 just in the previous delivery. She would have waited for it. I think that would have been just okay. And it will be the skipper, Bisma Maroof, to walk in to join Nahida Khan there in the centre. And Bisma also played a very good innings in the previous game.
Well, absolutely, and she will have to continue doing that. She scored 41 runs before she got out. She was caught by Perkins and bowled Kerr. Kerr has not yet been brought in today, but at a later stage she will show her prowess of bowling. But right now there will be a little help for Team Pakistan as we see a left and right hand combination. Bisma Maroof, she is a left-handed batter, and this will definitely make the fielders run around. The bowlers will have to change and check their line in length again every time the runners, the batters change ends. And this will probably work in the favor of Team Pakistan, where there would be a few loose deliveries and a few extras coming in, and the scoreboard moving upwards.
We were talking about the Women's World Cup and when it was played. It's the very first Women's World Cup. They didn't have any final. It was played on based of points. Based on the matches that were played, and they only had like fewer teams. They had England, Australia, New Zealand, who had just joined in to play, and it was in 1973 that the very first Women's World Cup was played. 2 years before the Men's World Cup, because the Prudential Cup, as it was called back in the day, for the men's was played in 1975, the very first one. So there you go. The women did start off, and it's surprising to see how. It was later on that the men's game picked up largely. The very few women who were playing. But today, I think both the men's and women's are on par. Even the men's teams, at some point, they do make it a point to come down to the grounds and watch the same team play from the women's side.
Absolutely. I mean, and that is some really good support that the women's cricket is looking forward to, because the moment the men's cricket team, let's be honest, okay? I mean, there has been a massive media fallout for following for the men's cricket, and the moment they show their support for the women's team, invariably a lot of and while we're talking about the men and women, there has been a culprit in the New Zealand women's team who's dropped this simple lolly of a catch at the backward point region. Charvi, this was a gift. This was absolutely a gift.
This was a gift. It was straight to the fielder at point, and there was a drop catch. Tahuhu is continuing from the pavilion end. Nonetheless, I think they have added that pressure onto the Pakistan batsmen, and they will keep adding that pressure on. What Pakistan need to ensure at this point is not to lose any more wickets. They have to preserve their wickets. 2 wickets have gone very quickly, even though they still have the likes of Sidra Amin, Iram Javed, San Amir, and then the keeper Sidra Nawaz to come. But still, the top order needs to ensure that they don't lose out on their wickets after this. And a very good piece of fielding there at the cover region. And was looking for that single, Bisma Maroof, but a good throw nonetheless from Sophie Devine, the batsman who scored a brilliant 100 in the previous game.
Well, absolutely, and she would be looking forward to bat on this wicket, the same wicket that she played on and scored a century. and she would want to continue that fantastic form when they come down to bat. But meanwhile, Pakistan batting looking a tad tentative, but not this time when this one has been pulled towards the square leg boundary and will meet the fence. This was a fantastic shot, very confident.
A very confident shot there from Nahida Khan. She will be feeling a lot more confident after that. 19 runs for her from 42 deliveries that she's played. She's been here from the start of the game. 12.4 overs have gone. It's 32 for 2 for Pakistan women. And Leah Tahuhu, who's given away 4 runs, has bowled a pretty decent over, except the last delivery that went away for 4. She had bowled some dot deliveries. The next delivery, a much better one, but a wide signal. That was, the wide falling out, going way outside the off stump. So a wide signal from the umpire, and the extra coming in for Tahuhu.
Well, absolutely. She was infested with the wide syndrome, and that's what is coming up back again. 2 wides for Tahuhu in today's game. It was 4 in the previous. But again, this could be, kind of credit given to the Pakistani batter who hit a fantastic boundary and probably made the bowler think out of the box, trying to do something different. And in process of that, missed out on the immaculate line that she's been bowling on. Well, again, early time in the game, it's just 12 overs down in 13th over currently, 33 runs on board. And Pakistan, though, has lost 2 wickets. Look confident. Meanwhile, there'll be a chance. Again, if you see, the whole over has been played out by Nahida Khan, and Bisma Maroof is yet to make some good touch of the ball on her willow.
Yes, she's only faced 1 delivery, so that is 13 overs have gone. It's 34 for 2. The score for Pakistan, and making quick changes between the wickets, the New Zealand side. And it is going to be, the spinner comes back on from the far end. We had Susie Bates, who came in previously, but it is a change in bowler. It is the spinner who has been brought into the attack. Number 52. It is Anna Peterson. I think she's bowled a brilliant spell so far. She was given a bit of a break, as we had mentioned, after her 5 overs, but she has been brought back. Only 10 runs she gave away, and he also picked up 1 maiden. So that is a good start for Anna Peterson. Only, to realize that she would be expecting a breakthrough here for herself.
Well, absolutely, she would be looking forward to that. But Pakistan definitely would not want to give that breakthrough right now, give that wicket off, because they've already lost 2 and they cannot afford to lose any further wickets. It's too early in the game. It's just 13 overs down. We're in the 14th over, and giving away wickets so comfortably will not be very comfortable for Team Pakistan. Meanwhile, Anna Peterson continuing her brilliant bowling line in length, and making it a tad difficult for the Pakistani batters to score runs off her bowling. Again, if you see, the field placements for Peterson has been very, very standard for an off-break bowler. She's got 3 fielders out on the leg side at the boundary line. There is a square leg boundary rider. There is a fielder at the deep mid wicket, and there is a short mid wicket that has stopped this run. Otherwise, this would have been a very comfortable single if they didn't have this fielder there. And then there is a long on. So a very standard, and now we see a sweeper cover going out, a deep as a deep position.
And also, Neil, we can see Nahida Khan is, struggling in some cases for the spinner. We know that the surface is helping the spinners to, grip the ball to the surface. Not much turn that we've seen as far as it is concerned, just maybe slight, but there is definitely some, some dampness in the surface, which is helping the spinners. And the spinners, changing direction. She will be coming around the wicket to the left-hander Bisma Maroof. So a righty-lefty combination, keeping the New Zealand fielders busy. I'm just making some quick changes there in the field. The slip comes in as well for the left-hander. Again, she's a new batsman. She's going to be facing her 2nd delivery in this innings. So directly trying to add pressure straight away to Bisma Maroof. And it was a very, very good delivery. A very good delivery, just coming just keeping a tad bit low for Bisma Maroof on that occasion.
Well, absolutely, and the kind of pressure that she is under right now, the skipper, only she would know, and she knows also to how to handle it. I mean, playing a spinner with a straight bat again says a lot about a batter. It speaks that the batter is understanding the spinner, what the spinner is going to do, reading the ball off the hand, and then giving the ball the full face of the bat, and that is what Bisma Maroof did in the previous delivery. So she is confident, she knows what she can do with the bat, and we've seen that in the first game, and yet again there will be a lot of pressure on her. She has to take the responsibility. She will have to play, as they say, the captain's knock today.
She will have to do that. 3 deliveries she's faced. She's yet to be off the mark, and a very good over from Anna Peterson. Just 1 run coming from it. 14 overs have gone. It's 35 for 2, and it is going to be the hoo-hoo to continue from the pavilion end. She is running into bowl to the right-hander Nahida Khan, and playing it straight to the fielder on that occasion. So no run there as well. Neil, this is going to be interesting to see how the game progresses. We're still in the very early stages. Just 14 overs have gone. We are in the 15th over, and 35 runs have scored. So the run rate still hovering around just about 2.47 runs and over. They will be looking to accelerate, and they should be doing that sooner. The runs have to keep coming for Pakistan if they are looking for a big total. But and at some point, they would want to go over 200, 220, 230 to add that pressure on to New Zealand, because New Zealand, we know they bat deep, they've got the batting, so Pakistan will have to look for a big score today.
Absolutely, and one thing that one must understand, that New Zealand has got some really good power hitters as well. They can create that kind of stroke making and try and get the ball above the infield and score the required boundaries. So that is something that Pakistan will have to keep in mind when they are trying to post a target for New Zealand. Over here again, the field placement for Bisma Maroof is very, very aggressive. They've got a packed offside, and the boundaries are just to the deep fine leg and the third man, and there is a third man in a catching position. This is a very interesting field setting over here again.
Yeah. Neil, what happens with that gully fielder is usually we do have those fielders in place. We've done it in the past when we play as well. What happens with that gully fielder is sometimes the ball just nicks up and it goes up. It gets that bit of an elevation. If the ball gets that odd bounce, for the left hander especially, because the ball moves away and it is a right arm pacer who's bowling in, she gets that angle off, and that is why that short third man position on a catching position, much inside, very close to gully, as we may call it, is placed there only to add that extra bit of pressure. And if they could have, they already have somebody in the deep over there at the deep point, deep gully region on the boundary. So in case the ball does go over, they have a cover there, so not many runs will be given away. Very interesting field setting, I must say. The for the left-hander, keeping the fielders also very, very busy. And the change in field, the backwards the square leg fielder has been sent deep. I think they will be looking in, and the cover going back as well, sweeper cover. They have been sent halfway down, opening up the field slightly, I think, because it is the last ball of the over. They would want to bring Bisma Maroof back on strike. So a single would be in play, and they will be looking for that. So no single to end the over. 15 overs gone. It's 36 for 2.
Well, that's been a very fantastic start for New Zealand, and they have been successful in getting 2 wickets in this juncture of play. 15 overs.
100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Ewan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14 to 17 December, T10 Cricket League.
This lady has bowled exceptionally well every single bowler that has been picked up has delivered, and this time it's positive cricket from Pakistan, swept to get a single to start off the over by Anna Peterson. Bowling from the far end, she has been doing really well. She has surprised one and all with her spell. 6 overs, 11 runs, and she's bowled a maiden as well. And this is something that all bowlers look forward to. Apart from getting wickets, they also try and figure out if they can fill that maiden column.
Yeah, a maiden is always pressure on the batsman, gives a lot of confidence to the bowler, and her economy 1.83, a brilliant economy. She still has 4 overs to go. She will be completing her spell. What will be to see is that she get a break after 2 overs, or she continues her spell and she completes her 10 overs. That'll be something to see on. That'll be to see for the captain as well, and the slip in place for the left-hander, trying to put as much pressure on Bisma Maroof for sweeping the ball on that occasion. The ball going towards the fine leg boundary, and Bisma Maroof will get a couple of runs. So opens her account. Finally, 2 runs, quick 2 runs they have taken. It's a commendable job for the Pakistani batsmen, Neil. We saw it in the previous game as well. They're running very well between the wickets, which is a good thing. Which is a really good thing. They're very quick on their feet. They're running very well between the wickets. So that is something that is going to help them.
Undoubtedly, and that is what they will have to do. There is a lot of gap on the onside for Bisma Maroof, though the offside is considerably packed, and she has an opportunity, and if she has to score, she'll have to play against a spin, but that is where she will get her singles and doubles. Right now, it doesn't look like that both the batters are in a mood to try and go for the bigger hits, but just playing sensible cricket, and that's what they'll have to do to ensure that the scoreboard keeps ticking. Stepping out this time round to try and create a gap, but brilliantly fielded there. Now, these are the things that they will have to do differently. Try and step out, try and make the bowler think, then probably disturb the line in length, and that's what looks like is the plan in the mind of Bisma Maroof.
They will have to make those conversions, the converting of the runs, trying to do something different has to be there. See, again, shuffling in the crease. That is a very good move by Bisma Maroof. Shuffling in a crease, converting that ball to go towards the fielder. Even if it's going to the fielder, as long as they're getting the singles, that will be beneficial for them. So 16 overs have gone. It's 40 for 2 for Pakistan. Their current run rate is still hovering around 2.4. They will need to accelerate. Still have a lot of time to go. And they've got 50 overs. And their aim, I think, today, Neil, because they are batting first, will be that we have to play all the way to the 50th over. We have to complete the innings, though they've lost 2 very quick and very important wickets. And Javeria Khan would be a very important wicket, according to me, because she did play a major role of accelerating the innings in the previous game. She did, her innings, her runs that came off her bat in the previous game were something which were very, very valuable.
Undoubtedly, and to lose a player like that, a batter like that, would be really, really painful. But to add to the fortress of bowling that New Zealand have, Amelia Kerr has been brought in. She will replace Tahuhu and will start her bowling from the pavilion end. She was brilliant in her in the first game. I mean, bowling 9.3 overs, 36 runs is what she gave away, very miserly, and got 2 wickets as well. So a wicket-taking bowler coming in, additional pressure on the batters, and it's spin from both the ends. Now, again, look at it from this perspective that the South Asian, the subcontinent players, they love playing against spin, and over here there's spin from both ends. So this was a wayward delivery to start off with, probably just loosening up.
Loosening up. The ball was wide enough. If she wouldn't have attempted it, that would definitely be called a wide by the umpire. And Amelia Kerr, as we know, she is a very promising youngster, still in her teens, of a good leg spinner, a strong one to that, and bowled brilliantly in the previous game. She will be looking to make a mark here as well, and a decent field setting for her again. Two fielders on the onside, deep down in the boundary. She's got a sweeper cover as well at the boundary on the offside. Mid on, mid off, just on the inside the inner circle. She's got a mid wicket as well, standing at catching almost catching position. So a full toss, not getting a lot of bat on it. Nahida Khan. I think Neil, compared to the previous game, Nahida Khan is struggling to middle the shots.
Well, you rightly said there, Charlie, that over there, it is a tad difficult for her to, to get a grip of the batting. And that this could be because of the pressure as well, because it's not very simple and very easy to be in the middle and see, you're losing partners on the other end, and there is an immense pressure that's building up over by over.
Yeah, it is tricky, and the pressure is building up. So you have to get the runs coming. And Amelia Kerr, I think, so far just giving away 1 run each, has done a pretty decent bowling job. The next delivery as well, going straight to the fielder. So she is bowling to the field that is set for her by her skipper. And this is a very good thing. The seniors are constantly coming and having a chat with her every ball, building her confidence. And I'm sure this is a fantastic experience for the youngster. She is having constant conversations with her seniors. She will be the next one as well, just sweeping away, shuffling in a crease. Bisma Maroof going straight to the fielder yet again. The singles are coming. It's 4 singles, one after the other. 45 the score has gone up to after in the 17th over, and a decent start for Amelia Kerr. I think the very perfect time to bring her in. And the ball was in the air but lands in no man's land, and a single to end the over. So 17 overs gone, it's 46 for 2.
Well, rightly said, Charvi. Good start, very decent. I mean, from both perspective, Pakistan has finally got on to get some runs coming in almost every delivery here in this over, and Amelia Kerr just loosening up, just warming up, and
100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Ewan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14th to 17th December, T10 Cricket League. A 100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Ewan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14th to 17th December, T10 Cricket League. A 100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Ewan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14th to 17th December, T10 Cricket League.
So welcome back after the drinks break. It's 17 overs gone, 46 for 2 Pakistan. A bit of a steady start here for them after losing two quick wickets. For all our viewers who have just joined us, would like to just give you a quick update. We're live from the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. This is the second ODI in the ICC Women's Championship between Pakistan and New Zealand. Pakistan winning the toss this morning and electing to bat first. Quickly lost the first 2 wickets of Aisha Zafar and Javeria Khan. An unfortunate run out for Javeria Khan. And it's Bisma Maroof, the skipper, and Nahida Khan, who is there on in the middle for Pakistan. They will have to score a decent total to put the pressure mounting on. And the New Zealanders, at the moment, I think they've got the upper hand.
Undoubtedly, Chari, and the upper hand. They want to continue that pressure. They've got Kasparek to come in and bowl from the far end. Again, a fantastic bowler who runs in like a medium pacer and delivers like a super bowler. So coming into bowl from the far end, this one has been flighted and giving it a bit of air this time round. Kasparek. Again, she'd got 2 wickets in the previous outing, the first match, giving away just 35 runs of her 9 overs. This time round would look to try and create some dents in the Pakistani batting lineup as well. Kasparek.
Yeah, she would. Very different sort of an action that she got. She really runs in as a medium pacer. Long run up, Neil, for a spinner. She's got a bit of a long run up.
Very long run up, and in fact, I don't know if this helps her to build up the momentum, because spinners generally create that momentum with the high arm action that they have generally and the pivot that they roll on. But over here, she actually takes a very longish run up to start off with, and maybe that helps her to be a little quick off the block. But again, we've seen really quick spin bowlers, including Shahid Afridi, who takes just 3-step run up and bowls in and whacks a ball really quick.
Yeah, I think the key here will be the ball just going down the leg side. Bit of a push on that occasion, I think, from Bisma Maroof. The leg by signal from the umpire. So it was a bit of a, it did go deflecting down the leg side. It's keeping, they will have to keep the fielders busy here, Pakistan. I think too many dot deliveries is just going to create the damage later on. 18th over running in progress at the moment. Steps out, strikes, and will it just be a one bounce straight to the fielder? The fielder running in and a couple of runs there. And this is what Nahida Khan is very good at, Neil. She gets those runs, she converts those runs, takes that extra bit of risk as an opener, which is a very good thing that she does take that risk. She does realize she needs to get those runs in a bit of succession now.
Well, and she'll have to take that responsibility. They do not have the luxury of too many overs or too many wickets here. They have lost 2 wickets already, and they're in the 18th over with not too many runs on board, just 50 runs. And this is something which they'll have to change and probably attempt to change it a tad quickly. And that's what they are trying to do. They'll have to, pick a bowler that they're going to go after. That's what batters do as teams. They plan and pick up a bowler that they would want to go against and try and make as many runs possible. So this is something that they'll have to try and figure out which bowler is that they would want to go up and try and get as much as runs possible. So far, it's been a good over by Kasparek. 4 runs coming off it, and a good start for the young spinner there.
So that's the end of the 18th over, and 51 for 2. Just a couple of runs coming in, Neil, in this over. 4 runs have come. So something that Pakistan would be happy about is that the runs are starting to come. They need a lot of runs. They need a decent total, and they would need to target at least above 220 plus. That will be something to challenge the New Zealand side later on in the game.
Well, talking about challenging the New Zealand side, I think it would be a challenge for themselves to try and get to that score with not too many overs remaining. We've just got 32 overs right now, and with 51 on board, it is an uphill task for Team Pakistan. But what we'll see over here is, Charvi, that as we were talking, that one bowler is something that they would want to pick, and looks like they have attempted to go a little harsh on young Kerr. There was an attempted pull, and it could have been better if there was a little more power in that shot. Maybe that would have helped them getting a little more offhandish. But right now, Amelia Kerr, who bowls from the pavilion end, is on the receiving end. This one has been played very beautifully towards the third man region. A diving fielder there, and just a single for Nahida Khan. Bisma Maroof coming on strike. 16 deliveries she's played, scored just 6 runs, and she'll take strike. The skipper changes in the field for her, and I'm so sure that the game will turn around and will completely depend on how well these two batters take the game from here on.
They need a partnership. They need this partnership to really build. Partnership is worth around 26 runs, and as long as this partnership builds and it goes forward, I'm sure that after a certain point of time they will accelerate. They will be able to take this forward and further. This is something that they will have to look at. So 55 for 2 now. 18.3 overs have gone, and we will be shortly joined in by the head coach of the Pakistan women's side, Mr. Mark. We will be bringing him on shortly, in hopefully at the start of the next over. So 18.4 overs gone, and it is the young leg spinner to continue. She is bowling to the right-hander, Nahida Khan, who is starting to look in good touch. Good conversion there, shuffling in her field, just pushing the ball away again to the point region, but no run there, going straight to the fielder. So that will be a dot delivery, Neil. I think this is what they are discussing in the center, is to try and get the singles in as much as possible. They have to accelerate in terms of the run rate.
Absolutely, very well said, Chavi, that they will have to get the singles in. Keeping the scoreboard busy, keeping the scorers busy, keeping fielders busy, and that is what they'll have to do. Ensure that the runs are coming, because as and when the singles come, the pressure goes off slowly. Yes, they would want to look for the big hits. They would want to get the boundaries in place, but they do have time on hand for that. They need to ensure that they create a fantastic partnership, a good base for the overs to come.
So 19 overs gone. It's 56 for 2. And we would like to welcome the head coach of the Pakistan women team, Mr. Mark. Welcome in the comm box this morning, Mr. Mark.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's what a great view it is from here. Much better than being down on ground level. But I think what you've said is absolutely correct. We're in a difficult patch here, and it's just about taking the innings as deep as we can. So, these two, Nahida's done a pretty good job here, and obviously we're going to base this around her and people that are going to bat with her.
So give us, we would like to talk to you about the women's cricket. How long have you been with the women's side?
Oh, since October the 4th. So it's pretty early stages, and I'm a New Zealander, so I've actually had a lot to do with the girl that's bowling now, young Lee. She's like a daughter to our family, so I'm hoping that she doesn't go so well, but it's been great. You know, I've had a great time. So and a really good single there to Nahida, sweeping Lee. So it's just keeping that scoreboard ticking over.
I'm sure you would want I think a close loss in the previous game. You would want to take it forward. It was a very, very tight game towards the end.
Yeah, I don't want too many of them, to be fair. Yeah, it's a learning experience, and I think, you know, for our group, we haven't won too many games recently, and sometimes when you don't know how to win, it becomes quite hard to win those close games. So, and that was a classic example a couple of days ago. But let me say this to everyone that's viewing and watching, and I think there were 2 million people the other day that watched the game throughout. These girls are trying their very hardest, and they're very proud to play for Pakistan, and I could not ask any more of them. I'm so proud of them, and they are really proud to be playing for their country. So whilst people can be negative, they're doing a lot of really good things, and I'm so pleased for them.
You know, that it does show from their body language and the way they have been taking on to the game. A lot of experience on the side as well, from from the likes of Bisma Maroof, Nahida Khan, Sana Mir. So experience runs down in abundance in the Pakistan squad.
Yeah, we were starting to get a little bit of experience, and those 3 girls there are obviously, you know, keys to our performance. But we've built up, even in the 3 or 4 weeks here, there's some girls that are back in Lahore in Pakistan that we've identified as really good cricketers. What a great shot. Bismar's just hit Lee inside out over cover for a couple, so that's a really good shot. And I think that's the key, you know, it's building up a good base. So if someone does get injured, and we never like injuries, we've got someone to take their place. Much the same as what Mickey's done with the men's team.
Yeah, I'm sure that is, definitely something that everybody looks out for. That, you know, we don't want injuries. Something that we would like to keep in this. So a strong bench strength, Mark, that we would look at.
Oh, look, there's a little way to go in terms of that, but there are some young players coming through that we saw at the camp. When we went to camp when I first arrived, that's the end of the over, so Pakistan 60 for 2. How am I doing in this commentary position?
Oh, you're doing great. You're doing great. That's good. That's good.
You can leave. You can go down and coach now if you want. So, yeah, going back, we had a camp. We had 29 girls there, and I was very impressed with the depth that we had there. There's just a few fundamental skills that we need to get right. We can be a better fielding group. New Zealand are a very good fielding team, so are England and Australia, and we need to be better. We've worked pretty hard on running between the wickets, but I think there's improvement there. And I think the key thing is not to get too excited. We got very excited the other day.
Probably, yes.
Oh, yeah. I've never seen anything like it, actually. We were very excited. It was like the day before Christmas. So we need to just calm down a little bit and understand that to win the game of cricket, you actually have to get the runs. Another good shot by Nahida through the covers there for 1. So that's good. We're just ticking this over nicely at the moment.
Yeah, I'm sure the acceleration is ticking in. The runs are coming in. A bit of a slow start in the beginning of the innings today. But winning the toss, something that you had already thought of, that you would win the toss and bat first?
Yeah, we had. And the reason for that is because the wickets, the men played here against Sri Lanka, so it was a used pitch. And then obviously we played near enough to 100 overs the other day on it. So now the wickets it's becoming 130 overs. And if we can bat 50 overs, it's 150 overs old. So when New Zealand go out and bat, it's a 200 over wicket. And it's starting to take a little bit more turn, and it's getting a little bit lower. So, you know, quite right what you both said, 200 would be a great little score, 220 would be nice, and 230 would be perfect, hopefully.
Yeah, and
you know,
this the wicket that they're playing on is a very similar wicket to they have in the nets. Personally have played on this wicket many times, have had the opportunity to, represent the country and played here on this strip. So we do know this wicket does lie low in the second innings. It does get much slower. It becomes much more difficult to score the runs, and, the total, like you said, 200 would be perfect for your girls.
Yeah, and the other thing that we took into account as well was that New Zealand had fielded for 48 overs the day before, so they've actually gone back to back here. So effectively hopefully they'll field 90 odd overs or 100 overs within 48 hours, which for New Zealanders in this heat, from a personal point of view, that must be quite tough.
No, it is quite tough, and we do understand that it is it's still pretty hot. It does get in the mornings. It's still a little cooler. I think it gets warmer and warmer as the day progresses. Where that winter here in the UAE kicks in much later in the year. So we're already in November though. The weather should have started getting better, but unfortunately no. The sun likes to shine bright on us.
Yeah, no, it's great, and it was obviously hot in Pakistan too. And I'll take this opportunity to say thank you very much to all the people in Pakistan for making me feel so welcome. It's another great shot by Bismar, just reverse sweeping here. Go all the way. Yes, thank you. That's 4. Great shot off Kerr. So we're starting to, as you can see, we're just starting to put some pressure on them, and this is where the heat gets even hotter when things don't go your way, when it's in the field.
100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Ewan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14 to 17 December, T10 Cricket League.
In the centre, in terms of what they would do, they're going after the loose balls. They did get the boundary in the previous over. So the confidence, the more runs you get, the more the confidence the girls are going to get.
Exactly right, and we talk a lot in our dressing room about partnerships, like big partnerships of 80 plus. And one of the things that I said yesterday or the day before to the girls was, I was happy that they got close, because I think that's the closest that they got to beating New Zealand over their history. What I was disappointed about was 4 girls got great starts. We had 2 50s and a 40 and a 30. It's like you actually need to get 80 plus, and then you win the game of cricket, because they're in and they've done all the hard work. So these 2 girls here, I'm really excited, hopefully, that, one's on 38, and we want her to push through to 80 plus, because she's done the hard work. Again, nice little sweep round the corner for 1 for Nahida, so she's moved on to 39 now, so she's in that range.
She's also got she's got very strong shoulders that we can see from here. She gets really middles the ball very well, gets the shot, a good high backlift for Nahida. So she is a very powerful player.
She is, and if you have a look out there, our girls, compared with the New Zealand girls, are very small, with the exception of little Lee that's bowling here. But our girls, if you look at Satterthwaite, Tahuhu, Bates, Devine, all big, tall, strong girls. You have a look at our girls. There's a big comparison.
It's also a mark. We've seen this in the past. We have this comparison for the girls that come from the subcontinent, even the Indian side. They don't have very tall, except of course Julan Goswami is an exception, and she's the tall one out there in that squad. But apart from that, most of them are much shorter compared to the Westerners, the players who come in from Australia, England. They're not really tall. That's the sort of basic build that they have. But great delivery there from Kasperk. She is trying to get the ball in very close, but looking good. The skipper as well. She is looking very good. And to support her, you've got the experience of Sanamir.
Yeah, we do, and that's a really good thing. I saw reports back home in New Zealand before I came over that Sana wasn't going to join the camp, and I'm really pleased that she did. She's been great for us, and she's been good for Bismar and Jerry, and the thing is, whilst we're not, that's not an excuse why we're not tall and strong, but what we have to do is think about a game plan that suits our size, and that's running between the wickets is really important for us. So it's a key thing that we need to practice more and more, and we're getting there. We, as a nation, Pakistan people, you just have to be patient. Don't get excited. Don't expect big things from them. They are trying really hard. It's another really good shot from Bismar, just punching Kasperk down the ground for 1. So we just have to calm down and be really, really patient with them and give them some time. But believe me, they are trying so hard to be better.
We can see that they are running very well. Between the wickets, they are pushing it forward. They're running hard, and it's pretty hot out there with the helmets on. It does get a bit challenging over a period of time. It's 71 for 2, 22 overs have gone. The partnership now worth 43 runs, so they are slowly and steadily, getting the runs.
Yeah, 28 overs remaining as well, and as you said before, quite rightly in your commentary, that if we can get to 220 and 230, that's going to be a competitive total. And these girls have to take we talk about responsibility in doing your job in our group, and part of what I've come in with is that don't worry about other girls. Worry about the job that you've got in front of you. You just do your job, and they'll do theirs. And I think, maybe in previous times, girls have been worried about other girls. You're going to have to do this, and you're going to have to do that. No. You just do your job and get it done. So these two girls will know out there, and I've sent a pretty clear message that they just got to bat through and take it as deep as we can, because we've lost a couple of early wickets. That just means that we need to go deeper, and they need to bat to at least the next power play or the next drinks break. And who knows in a game of cricket?
Yeah, it's a game of cricket. We know it is pretty. It does get unpredictable. One good over, either for the batting side or the bowling side, you never know. It can change the game. Any future plans? You do have series lined up for the calendar as well, and you do go away for a break after this series.
Oh well, I'm only here until the end of the series, so I don't have a contract yet.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I go home on the 15th. Strangely enough, I'll be travelling home on the same plane as the girls in black. So that could be quite an awkward trip as well, I guess. So hopefully we can win a game. But look, I've absolutely loved my time here, and whatever Pakistan cricket decide to do, whether they decide to offer me something more or whether this is it, I don't know. But it's a lifelong experience. It's been a fantastic, whatever happens, it's been fantastic to deal with these girls. Sana actually asked me a question the other day. She said, out of all the teams that you've coached, which has been the best team to coach? It was a loaded question, obviously. But this group has easily been the best group to deal with. They're just trying. You don't know how hard these girls try.
No, there are a lot of limitations that come from the backgrounds as well, Mark, for them, and we do globally. We all know what comes up from the subcontinent, considering the culture, the religion, and all. A bunch of there are so many other supporting factors, and despite of all those challenges, coming out here, playing, working hard, trying their best, like you mentioned, this is definitely something that is all applause for.
Oh, look, people in New Zealand would be surprised at the battles that some of these girls face to even get out on the park. And, Nahida here lives in Quetta. That's, from what I understand and talking to her, that's quite a dangerous place to live. And, look at her. She's out there fighting for her country and making her city proud of her and her family and her friends proud of her. And she's doing a fantastic job. And, that's something that I can take away and know that whatever happens in this game, they're trying really hard, and they were as disappointed as anyone the other day, and it was a very sad bus. But already today, they've shown me that they're not going to give up, and I think that's something that you could. That is,
this is where your passion and your this comes by. So 23 overs have gone. It's 72 for 2, and I think just one run has come off the over mark for Susie. So a tight over here for New Zealand. Relief.
Yeah, Susie knows what she's doing. She's a smart operator. I reckon that could have been a wide though. Come on. No, he wasn't prepared to give that, was he? Susie's a smart operator, and you talk about our experience. Have a look at the experience out there. Devine, Satterthwaite, Bates, Tahuhu. They've all played 50 one-day internationals plus. There is a mountain of experience out there in the New Zealand team. And our girls, we talk about Sana. I think Bismar might have played 83 or 84. Jerry's probably played the same. And then we dipped down significantly into 20s. So there's a long way to go, but that's that. You know, experience in key moments like the other day. You remain calm. When you've got girls downstairs saying, well, we only need 9 to win, we'll do it in 2 shots, that's inexperience.
Yeah,
But it's a real learning, and next time we'll be better for it, which is what I said to them.
True, Mark. We're pretty sure that, they will, every game is a learning experience. Every time there is something that the team takes back, we've seen it, and it's not only with Pakistan, it's with all the teams. You always take back as a cricketer. You go out there. There's so much that you learn, so many things you take back, and definitely Pakistan looking at a much controlled side, compared to the last one. The girls, as you said, to ask them to stay calm, they are looking very calm. They're not getting too excited, as you had mentioned from the last game.
Yeah, well, you know yourself. You just it's a funny game and it can turn quickly, and we just need to win key moments and make sure that if they bowl a good over, that's great. Someone will bowl a bad over because that's cricket. Not everyone's going to bowl a great over. So we just need to remain calm. If they've bowled a good over, that's okay. We'll wait and something will happen, 2-3 overs time where we can make up some runs along the way. But it's a difficult little period here where Nahida's sort of not sure what she's doing there, but she...
I think she wanted to take the run, and she's disappointed.
It's just great fun, isn't it?
Disappointment.
She's safe.
Yeah, she's all right. She'll be okay. She does realize her wicket is valuable. She wouldn't want to give it away. And a good over, it is a maiden over. Let's hope they get at least a single towards the end. Just one more delivery to go. 72. The partnership is worth 44. The run rate mark has come down a little bit now, 3.02. So the graph has been up and down in terms of run rate in this game so far.
Yeah, it has, and I think that's that's great too. We spoke about Lee, who likes to run back and bowl, and we just said to our girls, don't let her. See, that helps. It's a great little shot there from Bissy, so she'll collect 2 down into that third man area, which just helps. And we talk about accumulation stages, so. This for us now is an accumulation stage where we're looking to go 3-4 runs and over if we can. But we also spoke about Lee not racing through the overs. So you can see New Zealand's game plan now. By bowling Susie and Lee, they bowl their overs very quickly. So they're trying to get in quick overs. So we just talked about take your time, take the extra time between overs, and you dictate when you're ready to face the ball.
Exactly.
Not when they're ready to bowl. So
exactly, and this is how it is. You pace up when things are going great. You keep moving through the overs very quickly, and once you think you need to take some time off, you take that extra bit of time. And like you said, cricket is a funny game. You never know what may change.
We saw that the other day, didn't we?
We did. So 24 overs have gone. It's 74 for 2. Mark, thank you so much for coming up here in the comm box, enjoying the view from here, the wonderful view that we have, and talking to us. It's been a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you very much for having me. And as I said, hopefully we can keep going here. And thank you very much to all the people of Pakistan for having me. It's been fantastic.
Thank you, Mark.
Speak soon.
Thank you. And just coming back, welcome back to my co-commentator here, Neil. And it's 25 overs have gone. And it's been 74 for 2. And steady start, I would say, Neil. The girls are looking at it, and I think they did get an edge, and that is Nahida Khan, unfortunately, is going to have to walk back. A good delivery there from the skipper, Susie Bates, straight into the hands of the keeper.
Thank you so much, Chavi, for this lovely conversation that you had with Mark. And he would have walked back an unhappy man the moment he saw this wicket going down. They were consolidating really well. They were trying to get back into the zone of scoring and getting those odd doubles and boundaries. But now with Nahida Khan walking back after scoring 39 runs, it looks like a tad bit of extra pressure on the skipper. She had a fantastic partner, Nahida Khan. Just a while back, there was some misunderstanding while they were trying to run between the wickets. Nahida Khan wanted to run, Bisma Maroof didn't want to run. Now, that all plays on your mind as a batter. And when that is playing on your mind, a beautiful delivery like the one that was bowled by Susie Bates will definitely catch you off guard.
For sure, just as we were thinking that, the going is going well for Pakistan. They're just steadying up a little bit. And, the runs had just started to come and the wicket falling. So now, again, every time a wicket falls, you start the partnership from zero. So that is going to be a bit of a task. But we do have batsman number 5, Sidra Amin, who's come in to bat with the skipper, Bisma Maroof. So, Sidra Marie, she did play a decent innings in the previous game as well. A couple of runs coming off her bat. So that will be something that would help. Again, a righty-lefty combination. So we'll keep the Kiwis busy between the overs and also between the deliveries. So it will be Susie Bates to continue. A wicket for the skipper. So she has been bowling tight lines. Susie Bates hasn't given away too many runs.
Oh, absolutely. She's done a fantastic job with the ball as well. Sidra Amin to face Susie Bates for the first time today, and it will be a dot ball to start with. Sidra got 33 in the previous outing and would want to replicate a similar story here, if not score more. She would definitely want to give her skipper some company in the center and try and go as deep as they can. We are the 25th over currently with just 74 on the board. This is not something that Team Pakistan would like to see at the end of the game. If this is how they continue, they'd probably get around 150, 116 and nothing more than that. And that is definitely not enough on this wicket with the kind of batting lineup New Zealand has.
Yes, Neil. The wicket, undoubtedly the wicket does remain low and it does get slower. But along with that, we need to also see that the moisture dries out, the dampness dries out by the time New Zealand would come into bat this afternoon. We're still 25 overs, just halfway through. It's a halfway mark. Still have another 25 overs to go. So by the time New Zealand come into bat, the moisture has dried out, that the pitch gets a bit hard. So the ball, even though it stays low, it does come up on the bat. It's a hard wicket to bat on. So a low total would be difficult. But undoubtedly, Pakistan has some very talented spinners, and we did see it in the previous game where some of them bowled really beautifully.
Undoubtedly, and that is what will be the expectations from the Pakistani bowlers when they come in to start their task. But right now, the task is up on the batters who need to score and score big. This one was a wicket maiden for the skipper Susie Bates, who came in, bowled, caught a wicket, and that too the prize wicket of Nahida Khan, who got out on 39 runs of 76 deliveries. So out and out, a fantastic bowling performance is something that we are able to see from the New Zealanders. And again, now this is something that we were watching previously also, sweeping the spinners. Kasparek, who's bowling from the far end, and Bisma Maroof is trying to sweep her. There are two fielders in the deep on the onside. One is a deep square leg and there is a deep fine leg, though a tad square at this moment. And this is just to ensure that anything that is swept is well protected on the onside boundary.
She's a good player of the spin ball, Bisma Maroof, the left-hander. Got that high back lift and a bit of a shuffling stance for her. Shuffles very well and was looking for that single, but Sidra Amin seemed not very interested. And the ball definitely, they don't want to take any more risks. They cannot afford to lose any more wickets. It's just 3 wickets are down already. It's 74, 25.3 overs have gone. And a good spell here from Lee. She's in her 5th over, given away 12 runs. I think that's pretty decent, Neil, for a youngster of her caliber.
Absolutely, and being a youngster, bowling to experienced batters who have scored in abundance out and out in international cricket. Here she is bowling with a lot of heart and keeping the batters in control, and that is something that is so amazing to see from a youngster like her.
It is definitely, and looking confident, Bisma Maroof playing the shots straight, on the offside. She's reading the bowler well, and all dot delivery so far. So it's going to be the last delivery of the over. We'll have to see if she gets some runs off it. Yes, she will cross over for a single and keep strike. So it's the end of the over. So 26 overs gone. It's 75 for 3.
75 for 3. This is where they would want to continue.
100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Ewan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14 to 17 December, T10 Cricket League.
Susie Bates to continue from the pavilion end. She bowled a successful maiden wicket over in the previous over when she bowled from the pavilion end, and she got the wicket of Nahida Khan, and continuing to bowl. She's been brilliant today. In fact, with her field placements, with her bowling, she has definitely stood out as an exceptional player today.
Definitely, Neil. Just how, when we had the head coach on, Mark, he did mention that, she's a thinker, she's a very smart operator. She knows how, also it's her experience that comes in play. We've seen it, she's taken the responsibility to, bowl. She is into her 4th over, so maybe she will be going to close to 7 to 8 overs that she would bowl of her quota. And we'll only have to see, she has also already picked up a wicket. So, a smart bowler, bowling to the lines, keeping it tight. They are bowling in bowling partnerships, but Pakistan here, they really need a good partnership. They need the partnership to really build up. They need the score to go up at least close to 200. They have to make that extra bit of, push to, not to wait towards the end.
Well, yeah, but again, there could be a thought process that is running in their mind, knowing the fact that the wicket is slowing down, the wicket will get a lot of turn in the second innings. They would be thinking that yes, if 200 is something that we are aiming at, let's go slowly, steadily, and keep the wickets in hand for an opportunity to go and explode at the end of the innings. But having said that, it's all a chance that you have to take, and a chance was taken over here by Sidra Amin, trying to play it over the fielder who's standing at the gully position. Just got a single off there. A little more power in it maybe would have met the fence.
Probably they would have. They did have a deep, a deep point at the boundary line. But if she would have middled it, probably slightly better timing would have helped her to fetch some extra runs. 77 for 3 now, Pakistan. And it's going to be Susie Bates is going to be captain versus captain. It's Bisma Maroof to Susie Bates. So that'll be the end of an over. A decent over, just 2 runs coming off it. 27 overs gone. It's 77 for 3.
A good game of cricket going on over here today at the Sharjah International Cricket Stadium. A stadium which has history, a stadium which is in the Guinness Book of World Records. And that's exactly where we are broadcasting live, streaming live on the YouTube channel of Pakistan Cricket and the Facebook page of Sharjah Cricket. Pakistan women, they won the toss earlier today, chose to bat. Aisha Zafar couldn't make much of her time on the wicket, just scored 2 and was the first one to go off. She's been off the runs and off and away from the runs on the first match. The first ODI, she got out without scoring. Today's just scored 2 runs. And here is what we see. Yet another wicket in form of Sidra Amin, bowled.
That was a very, very good delivery there. Just playing on the ball, skidding through to Sidra Amin. Just something that a good delivery. It touched the edge of the bat. Unlucky on that occasion. Sidra Amin will have to walk back. An unfortunate wicket yet again for Pakistan. And the 4th one down, the 4th wicket down. And it's all going to be for, everything is now in the hands of, it looks like it's in the hand of the skipper who's out there for Pakistan. And it will be Iram Javed jersey number 16, to join the skipper there in the center. It is 22.5 overs yet to go. So we're in the 28th over. Still a lot of overs to go. Still a lot of time for Pakistan to recover. This is the beauty of a 50-over game, Neil. You've got a lot of time to recover. There is time compared to the shorter formats that have come in play nowadays in modern cricket. But in longer formats, you do have at least some time to recover.
No, that's so true, and the recovery has to be very steady, sensible, and that is what they tried to do with every time there was a fall of wicket. They tried to get into the recovery phase, but unfortunately, the moment they tried to kind of gain the stability, they lost yet another wicket, and this time it was the form of Sidra Amin, the new batter who's come in. Iram Javed scored 19 in the previous game, and this time round will have to do a better job to keep company to the skipper, who's on the other end, Bisma Maroof, playing on 21 of 45. This is going to be nothing short of a fantastic display of bowling from New Zealand. That's how it's been, and will continue to go on, because you see that they are just increasing the pressure on the new batter that's come in. They're just two fielders on the boundary line, everyone inside, in and around the batter, trying to create that pressure, ensuring that they do not let the pressure loose that's been created so far.
For sure, Neil, they would do that. Every time a new batsman comes in, the field closes in as well, not trying to give them a lot of space, as they do know that they will not be going for the big shots right away unless a loose ball is delivered. But the bowler, definitely appreciated for the job that she is doing. A wonderful job, Kasparek, bowling those tight lines, and what an over that it has turned out to be for her so far. She's bowled 3 deliveries, out of which 1 was a wicket, the very first one, and 2 dot deliveries. So Iram Javed yet to get off the mark. 77 for 4 for Pakistan, and the next delivery, that's a much better line. The ball again, we see, is gripping the surface, and it is going to grip the surface further later on in the game. So 28 overs are gone, and the score is 77. So a maiden wicket over for Kasparek.
Well, there have been 2 such maiden wicket overs that have been bowled by the New Zealanders, and they are mounting pressure with every single delivery that they're coming to bowl. And Bisma Maroof playing on 21. Iram yet to open her account, is what we see on the scoreboard. 77 for 4 Pakistan, the current run rate of 2.75. This is very, very interesting. Iram Javed has sent her helmet back. She's got her cap in. This, though, when you realize that there is a medium pacer who's bowling, it is a tad too risky to do that. I mean, there could be an odd bounce that would come in at a high pace, and I would never recommend anyone do that. There is a historic story of the ex-UAE captain in the 1996 World Cup facing Anil Donald without wearing a helmet.
Yes, we all do remember that. But again, Neil, we did talk about the mental, from a mental strength sort of thing in the previous match, where the moment the player puts on their cap, they're able to see much wider. The ball is much more clearer for spinners as well. So I'm sure Iram Javed has got a plan in mind. She isn't on strike yet, so we'll only have to see. A bit of an appeal there, but the wide signal from the umpire. Susie Bates bowling that extra bit of run, but good stats for her as far as the bowling figures are concerned. She's in her 5th over, 1 maiden ball, 10 runs are given away, and 1 wicket as well for the skipper, leading from the front.
Absolutely, and this is so good to see, and it's very inspirational for other players also to see the skipper doing the job and doing it so well. This time around, leaking 2 runs. This was a smart move, very smart placement, ensured that the shot was played with not too much power, but right in the gap, and that'll contribute 2 runs towards the Pakistani kitty. bringing the score to 80 in the 29th over in progress. 80 for 4. Biswa Maroof on 23. Iram Javed yet to open her account. And Susie Bates bowling in. This one is wide-ish. Gets a lot of room and the ball will travel for a boundary.
A very good shot there by Biswa Maroof. Looking good, looking steady. Got a bit of width and she made absolute good use of that. It was a very, very good shot that she played. The ball traveling towards the backward point region for a boundary. And Susie Bates going away for a couple of runs in this over. An extra 2 and now 4 in the previous delivery. And Iram Javed, I think they're going to divide the tasks in terms of going after the bowlers, Neil. This is probably what is in plan for Pakistan.
Well, I'm so sure that there would be a plan that would be running in the mind of the skipper while she's still in the center and has taken center stage of the scoring for Team Pakistan, because there has to be a strategy, there has to be a plan that has to be put in place, because Pakistan not in a very comfortable position. 85 runs so far, and in the 29th over with like 20 overs to come after this, it is not going to be an easy task to go and mount the score up to 200 or 220 as you were talking about.
They really need to accelerate. They will need some big shots to come in. They will have to attack the bowlers. They will have to go after them. They'll have to create those chances to score those big runs. They will need to, shuffle around, convert those singles. And the next delivery just going past the batsman. Iram Javed been taken away by surprise, straight into the hands of the keeper. So very good delivery by Susie Bates. And if you look at the replay coming past and just getting a bit of an outside movement there. And Iram Javed, from her body language, I think she is trying to look and get some very quick runs.
Well, she'll have to do something of that sorts to ensure that the scoreboard jumps up. Meanwhile, we've seen Hannah Rove warming up. Would she be the change from the pavilion end after the over that we see from the far end right now? There would be obviously, yes, spin continuing from the far end. They have been fairly successful in...
100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Ewan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14th to 17th December, T10 Cricket League.
So 29 overs have gone. It's 85 for 4. And it is going to be the young Kasparik to continue. 86 for 4 Pakistan. And like we said, Neil, we were talking about the run rate. The run rate hasn't gone over 3 runs and over. Very rarely they've come back down to 2 runs and over. And this, if they would continue like this, they were in the 30th over, they will have to dominate. Pakistan has to start dominating the bowling now. They will have to take their chances. They will need to go stepping out on that occasion, Iram Javed. But a careful tap straight to the fielder at mid-on. Will not get a single, so that's another dot delivery. Will have to start scoring more than 4 to 5 runs and over. They need the run rate to go up to at least 5 and over before they... start to accelerate. So flighting the ball, Lee, on that occasion, and will definitely come back for the second Iram Javed. So good running, very good running. And like I think what Mark was mentioning is that they have worked on the running between the wickets, and that has improved over time.
Well, Charvi, 5 runs per over from here on will get them to score, get the score to 190. Still shy by about 10-15 runs from what they would have loved to have on board, and this is something which is going to be a very big challenge for the women in green from here on, because 5 per over is going to be a challenge. They haven't been scoring fluently, they haven't been getting those boundaries, and to get 5 singles every over, well, they'll have to run hard. But this one is going against the game of play and is the first 6 of the day.
What a good shot there by Iram Javed, and she did this in the previous game and she's done it again. She stepped out and smacked the ball over the mid-on region. There was no fielder there in the deep, so that did go away for a straight 6. So a very good shot there from Iram Javed, and I think this is the reason why, and we were talking about this in the previous over, this is exactly what she needed to do.
Exactly, and executed brilliantly, and that has made the New Zealanders put a fielder down on the long on boundary and bring in a fielder from the sweeper cover. So this is what you do when you put pressure on the bowling side. You hit a boundary and you will see changes immediately. Iram Javed playing on 8 of 12, giving company to the skipper. Bisma Maroof playing on 29 of 50 deliveries.
This is exactly what they will look to do, Pakistan, to get a couple of runs each over. 9 runs coming in that over is exactly what they would have wanted. So 30 overs have gone. It's 94 for 4. Slowly and steadily they are creeping up to the 100 mark, but they are going to need a lot more than that.
Absolutely, they have to score in excess of 5.5 an over to reach somewhere close to 220. With Hannah Rove coming in as we spoke. We saw Hannah Rove warming up a while back while Susie Bates was getting through her over. So she comes in from the pavilion end, replacing skipper Bates, who's bowled beautifully. She's got a wicket as well, and this is something that Rove will have to continue. I mean, Rove has already got a wicket. She's bowled a maiden as well, and she just has to defend well.
That's exactly what she will be definitely looking to do, and Rove is on her way to bowl to skipper Bisma Maroof. Very good confident shot there, giving a bit of width, and the ball, a good effort in the end towards there was a feeling deep point region, but a good shot nonetheless from Bisma Maroof. Got a couple of runs for her.
Absolutely, though the umpire is still not convinced about the dive and is checking with the fielder in the deep if it was clean, because there was a dive put in, and the fielder has commented and stated that it was not a 4. Just 2 runs coming in with that delivery, and this is a good start of the over for Pakistan, and especially for Bisma Maroof, who's playing on 29 of 50, and will have to ensure that the momentum is kept on. The previous over 9 runs were given by the spinner, and this is something that they would want to continue scoring at this level, because they need to get these runs. They need to get that odd boundary, and they need to get it more frequently than what's been coming. This is brilliant, running fast and quick, and they have almost stolen a double.
Yes, they have stolen a double, and they will have to do a lot more of this. They have to start getting the runs coming in for them. Some of the overs have to be, they will have to get those expensive overs in, from a New Zealand perspective. But Neil, this is what it is. The experience of the New Zealanders is right on top. They have bowled really well, those tighter lines, the next delivery as well. The width coming in for Bisma Maroof, and this is why a left-hander batsman is always advantaged. The width automatically comes from a bowler.
Absolutely, and at the moment they see the width, their eyes brighten up, and then they try and go for that expansive shot. But this time round, 2 fielders close in at the point and gully region, not much gap between them, and that is exactly what the plan looks like. Give her the width and not get the runs. She's bowled a better line though, but I think the long break that Hannah Rove got between the spells has kind of put her into the lazy bones zone, and she needs to probably warm up better and come into bowl.
Yeah, there is, this is what happens when you've bowled a couple of overs. You're in that rhythm. You should go ahead and go for 2-3 more overs. She was stopped after completing her 3rd over, and there's a good piece of fielding, but they will take a quick single, the batsman, and that will be the end of over. Bisma Maroof will keep strike. It is after the end of 31 overs, it's 99 for 4.
Closing into the 100, Pakistan will have to do much better. They've got 14 runs in the last 2 overs, going at 7 and over, and that is exactly the momentum that they'll have to maintain and continue with if they aim to reach anywhere close to 200. As I said, that scoring at 5 plus and over will get them to 190ish, and that is exactly what they'll have to do. Score a tad more than 5 and over and get 200 in grabs.
Definitely, just 5 extras that have been bowled in this inning. So a good. This is just a very good example of how well the bowlers have bowled, and constant changes. The skipper constantly talking to their bowlers, ensuring the field is according to what they want, according to what they're going to bowl to the batsmen. But nonetheless, the partnership now worth 22 runs. They really need this. Pakistan really need this partnership to be going forward and really building up into something, decent amount of runs, as they are going to need a higher total the next delivery. Converting that very well, Bisma Maroof, and this is why she's so good. She suffers, she moves around in the crease so well. She uses the space that is given to her and converting those runs into a lot more. So this is a really good, display from Bisma Maroof, and she will have to take up that challenge, take up the responsibility to score those runs for her side.
Well, that's well said. And Amelia Kerr has been brought in from the far end. Kerr has been the most expensive bowler today. She's given away 20 runs in her 3 overs at an economy of 6.66. Now, this is what the batters would keep in mind and go after her. She has been the bowler that has leaked the max runs. She is under pressure. She has not been able to, get a wicket so far. So the pressure is on the bowler this time round. And if the batters can probably get a couple of boundaries out of her, that'll be just right for Team Pakistan.
For sure, they will be looking for something like that. And the 100 also comes up for Pakistan. And Amelia Kerr to bowl. And that's a much better delivery. And sprinting to the other end, Iram Javed. This is how they will add pressure on the fielding side, Pakistan. They have to take those risky singles. It's about, and now at the stage that they are, after 32 runs that they have bowled, they've got to take that chance. They have to go forward onto, hitting those, running, sprinting, and putting that pressure on them. This is going to be essential towards the end. When we come closer to the 40th over, when we come in the last 10 overs, the pressure on Pakistan will be more if the runs are not scored in these middle overs.
That is right, absolutely right, and they will have to do the scoring right now. In the 32nd over of the game, 101 is what we've seen Pakistan score. Maroof playing on 35, Iram Javed on 9, and shuffling again. What she's trying to do is trying to get the bowler to miss her line completely, because every time the bowler has been trying to bowl outside the off stump, she has shuffled around and played that ball onto the onside, giving the impression that she can play on the onside so well, and ensuring that Amelia Kerr somehow tries and gives her the width for her to slack it down on the cover boundary.
100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Ewan Morgan, Shakib Ul Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Ewan Morgan, Shakib Ul Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14th to 17th December, T10 Cricket League. 100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Ewan Morgan, Shakib Ul Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14th to 17th December, T10 Cricket League. 100 international cricket stars are about 100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Ewan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14th to 17th December, T10 Cricket League.
Poor guy. Welcome back after a short break. 32 overs have gone. It's 102 for 4. We are live from the Sharjah Cricket International Stadium. It's the second ODI between New Zealand and Pakistan, part of the ICC Women's
100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Ewan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14th to 17th December, T10 Cricket League.
Well, absolutely, Charvi. The way they were bowling in the first ODI, giving away a bunch of extras. And today, though, there was a controlled start, but the wides haven't stopped coming in. It's been 5 wides today already. But then still, if it's considering the way they've been bowling, they are still far away from the dozen wides that they bowled in the first game. So credit to them, but we still have close to 18 overs being bowled and a dozen wides. Well,
yeah, well, that is something. And there's a big appeal and the finger goes up. And that is an unfortunate wicket. A good delivery by young Hannah Rove. And it is the skipper, Bisma Maroof, who was looking good, who had the responsibility to take the score further. An unfortunate wicket, and she is going to have to walk back just right after the drinks break. Trying to play the cross shot, and she is going to have to walk back. Not very happy. 36 she scored off 62 deliveries with 2 boundaries. She just had starting to look good, Neil, and she will have to unfortunately walk off. And it is going to be Sana Mir, the former captain, who is going to join Iram Javed out there. So still some experience, still an opportunity for them to save the game.
well, absolutely. It's notable, Yesterday also, day before yesterday in the first game, just after the drinks break, we saw Bisma Maroof giving her wicket. There is a tendency, maybe if the coaches look into it deeper, that right after the break, for her to gather her concentration back, get into the game again, she is losing that bit and losing her wicket. It was a similar play of game in the first ODI, played really well, and when they came back after the drinks break, Bisma Maroof ended up giving her wicket, and this is exactly what has happened over here. Sana Mir joining in Iram Javed, a reconstitution of a partnership is what they'll have to do all over again. This was the time, if Pakistan...
100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Evan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams.
Has been right from the start. Has struggled those partnerships in the next delivery right in the block hole, and this is where New Zealand has been very successful. They've been very disciplined. Yes, the extras have come, but they have been very disciplined in their bowling attack. They've kept it tight, and Pakistan, we know they're struggling to build those partnerships.
Very true. The struggle is evident, and the struggle has led them to not go on to the much wanted score of around 200. 103 in the 33rd over that we are in, at a run rate of 3.15. If they keep going like this, they would end up somewhere close to 160, 165, which is not something which is too desirable and not a very big target for the New Zealanders, in spite of the fact the wicket is turning, the wicket is staying low. But hey, 165 is not a big target for a team that bats so deep.
Yeah, that is very true and very rightly said, Neil. It is going to be a struggle for Pakistan in the second overs. There's going to be a lot of pressure on the bowlers when they come out to bowl, because this is what they have, a smaller total. They have to attack right from the word go, right from the first over. They will have to ensure that they don't bowl any loose deliveries, considering also New Zealand is coming back from very good form from the previous match in terms of their batting. They will have Susie Bates and Sophie Devane, who will be opening for them, who have scored a ton of runs in the previous game. Sophie Devane went on to score her 100. So that will be a bit of a challenge, and only time will tell how at what score do Pakistan end up at. So 33 overs gone. It's 104 for 5.
Six extras in 104. The score for Pakistan is what we see. But then this is not something that they would want to stop at. They would want to go higher, with Amelia Kerr coming in from the far end, continuing her spell. She is a bowler that I feel Bisma Maroof was planning to target with Iram Javed. With she not being there, Sana Mir and Iram Javed will have to continue their roles of trying and getting as many runs as possible. Amelia Kerr has just bowled 4 overs so far, and she's into a 5th over, and an opportunity for them to put pressure on this youngster and get as many runs as possible.
She hasn't picked up, she has gone away for a couple of runs. There you go, that's another wide delivery from Amelia. Just the ball going down the leg side, and this is something that she wouldn't want. She has gone away for 21 runs already. Bowled decently so far. She would want a breakthrough towards the end. Any bowler would need a wicket, and that's a much better delivery to Sana Mir, bowling those tighter lines. And they have a slip in place for Sana Mir, just as we've seen throughout this innings. Every time a new batsman comes in, just to add that extra bit of pressure, they've got the slip in place.
Well, absolutely, and that'll give a lot of confidence to Amelia Kerr, who has gone wicketless so far. It just shows that the captain trusts you and wants you to do better, wants you to get a wicket, and is thus by supporting you by giving you fielders in the catching position as well. So that is what we see over here. Iram Javed doing some shadow practice on the non-strikers end, while Sana Mir taps this onto the square leg region, gets a single. That'll bring Iram Javed on strike, and she'll have to do what she loves doing best, and that is getting some big shots in, getting some big scores, big. While we're talking about big shots, you see there's a quick change in the field, and we've seen 2 fielders going on to the boundary line. The slip has been taken off. We have a long off coming in at the boundary line, and a sweeper cover at the boundary line.
So it'll be interesting to see. That's a much tighter line to Iram Javed. And Iram Javed will be looking to score. She has hit a 6 already. She's got 9 of 16 deliveries. And we know that she's got those powerful shots. She can hit the ball really hard. That 6 was a brilliant one that she hit earlier. Stepping out again and driving straight to the fielder at long off. So one more run for her, for Iram Javed. So it'll be end of the
100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Evan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14 to 17 December, T10 Cricket League.
Hannah Rove to continue from the pavilion end, and Iram Javed will be facing her. It's 107 for 5 in 34 overs. She's bowled a fantastic line so far, and she would want to continue with that. She's been successful with getting a wicket, and in fact a couple of them. And right now she is intending to get that column filled in further up. In fact, one of those bowlers. In fact, Amelia Kerr is the only one today who hasn't bowled a maiden.
Yeah, everybody else has gone for a maiden. So you can just tell by the number of maidens that have been bowled, the kind of pressure that they are building up, and a chance there. Iram Javed was looking for that single, but Sanamir rightly sent her back. And a good piece of fielding there in the point region. Neil, the bowling has been on point by the New Zealanders. You can tell by when you look at the card, you can say by the number of maidens that have been bowled. The wickets have fallen at regular intervals. 5 wickets already done, half the side already in. And you can see that's a much better shot there from Iram Javed going straight to the field. And this is where Pakistan have struggled today compared to last time. All these runs, which are dot deliveries today, they were able to convert into singles in the previous game. And for some reason today, the running, the singles and the twos haven't come very quickly.
Absolutely, and there is a lot of gap, Charvi. It's not that the field is packed. The field after opening up, and especially for Iram Javed, there is a lot of opportunity to score the singles, to get the singles, and probably go for the doubles. But maybe the bowling has been to that in the structure of the way the field has been set. The bowlers are bowling to the field and not giving the opportunity to the batters to even score those easy singles. I mean, if you see between the wicket keeper and the mid-wicket fielder, there is a lot of gap for a single to come in very comfortably. Now this one has been played towards the third man region. A yes, no confusion. The call was of Sanamir, who was standing on the non-striker's end. Every time the ball goes behind the batsman, the wickets, the call is of the non-striker's end, and the non-striker Sanamir called in for a yes. Iram Javed was caught ball watching for a bit, but since the call was very loud and clear, she had to go and get off strike.
They need to have more of these runs. Just one run coming in this over so far, and this is the last delivery, and that is going to be a single to end the over. So it will be Sanamir to keep strike. 35 overs gone. It's 108 for 5.
100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Evan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14 to 17 December, T10 Cricket League.
Amelia Kerr to continue from the far end, 109 for 5. Trying to scoop this one, was she?
I think she was just trying to play it late down the ground in the gap. They have a slip in place for her, for Sanamir. Again, the pressure that we have spoken about, the slip being there. And we'll just have to see if she's able to get that. The ball just drifting down the leg yet again. And another wide for Amelia. She is going for a lot of runs today. That is another extra for Amelia Kerr. And she will continue from the far end. She's into her fifth over, giving away 24 runs so far. The next delivery, that's a much better delivery. She's flighting the ball very well, Neil. We've seen it. She's really using the air. The ball's not traveling too fast. And getting Sanamir to really stretch out, stretch her legs, get to the pitch of the ball. And this is what the spinners need to do on a wicket like this.
Very well said, Chari. You look at the way she is bowling. She is, yes, one would say that she has leaked runs. She has given runs, but she looks confident every time she comes into bowl. And, not giving too much opportunity to the batters to score, which they would be looking at. As we said, that they would have probably thought of targeting Amelia Kerr, but haven't been successful so far. Sticking on to her crease, this one has been played towards the square leg region. A misfielding there could have resulted in the second, but Sanamir wasn't ready for the second. Iram Javed almost sprinted back for the second, but just a single resulting here. 111 the score in the 36th over. They've given, they've bowled almost 140 deliveries as dot balls, which is close to 23 overs. So when you look at 35 overs being bowled, of which if you say 23 overs have been dot deliveries, you're talking about almost 70% of your innings going in dots.
Yes, Neil. This is very essential, and we say it that dot deliveries is something which is very is in the T20s are like poison. But even in a longer format, especially at this stage when you've come towards the end overs, just last 15, 16 overs to go in the innings, and when your total is not good enough, especially when you're playing a strong side as New Zealand, you are going to have to really push forward and overcome and get those runs, convert those singles, which Pakistan did very well in the previous game. They haven't been successful to do it this time. So 36 overs gone.
100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Evan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14 to 17 December, T10 Cricket League.
But then I'm not I used to play for the ICC seniors also. Not playing there. And fit on put on a lot of weight.
It is going to be Leah Tahuhu who's back into the attack, and she will be bowling to Sanamir, and Iram Javed is on the other end as well. A much better delivery, just angling it out, and this is going to be a bit of a trouble. A direct hit would have sent Iram Javed back, but made it there safely. Neil, this is going to be all sorts, and these are the runs. They have to take these risks now.
Well, they should have started taking these runs much earlier, but well, it's better late than never, as they say. Right now, Iram Javed facing Tahuhu, who's coming to bowl in from the pavilion end. We were talking earlier that almost 23 overs in dot deliveries, 140 deliveries. Even if half of them were scored, even singles coming off those 140 deliveries, half of those, would mean 70 runs, and that would probably have got their total to 180 odd right now. So it's not the big shots that you have to play. You have to ensure that you're taking those singles on time and keeping the scoreboard moving to help you score decent.
Yes, Neil, that is very true. And in longer formats, like we did say that, they have those time to recover, but so many dot deliveries has just added extra amount of pressure to the batsman at the moment. And the fact that they've lost wickets, the short delivery not moving at all. Iram Javed on that occasion just leaving it very confidently. So that is a good sign that she is looking to go big, and she needs to go big. 112 for 5, 36.3 overs have gone, and the hoo-hoo to continue. And she has the attacking field. Susie Bates has had the attacking field right from the start today.
Very true, and she is a very brave skipper. She'll take her chances. She'll ensure that she puts in the right set of fielders, and she'll give opportunities to her bowlers to take wickets by putting in slips as and when required. Even now we have fielders in catching positions who would want to take the wicket and not just be happy with stopping the flow of run, which they have already done. They have not given any opportunity, barring a few boundaries here and there, to Team Pakistan to go and score freely. Bowling changes very regularly and very, very effectively. She in fact got herself on earlier today, Susie Bates, and did a very good job of that as well. 5 overs, she bowled 17 runs and got a wicket too.
Neil, it's surprising. Only 5 boundaries has been scored in this inning so far, and 1 6, which is a lot less compared to what it was in the previous match in the Pakistani innings. They were very successful of hitting those shots. They were taking those risks. They were hitting it straight to the cover fielder and going for their singles. But unfortunately today, they have looked like a bit of a slow side. They haven't gotten that kick start which they have been looking for. I think they have been they've tried really hard, but unfortunately things don't seem to be going their way.
Well, absolutely. The analyst over here says that they had scored 18 boundaries, 18 hits to the fore and for the defense, and 1 solitaire 6 in the previous game, the Pakistani batters. And today it is definitely nowhere close to the performance that we saw in the previous game. So yes, a little break between overs. The New Zealand fielders rehydrating, and they've been doing that very regularly. 113 on the board, 37 runs, 37 overs down. This is going to be an interesting play of sport from here on. Aisha Zafar couldn't score much earlier today. Just got out on 2. Nahida Khan 39, Zaveria Khan 10, Bisma Maroof 36, just got a while back. Sidra Amin got on 1. Iram Javed and Sana Mir are right now in the center and will look to take Pakistan through all the way till the 50th over. They have to bat all the overs definitely to ensure that they get a good score, and at least these two batters will have to ensure that they stay on for the majority of the remaining 13 overs that we'll see that are being bowled here at the Sharjah International Cricket Stadium.
Truly, they would be looking for that. And the next delivery, getting into the surface there. A very, very lucky Iram Javed on that occasion. She would be thanking her stars. And that was a very good delivery by Amelia Kerr. The ball just missing the stumps by a feather. Just missing the stumps by the feather. The ball coming into the right-hander. And this is the kind of pressure that she needs to add. She knows the runs are not coming. Next delivery tries to clear the infield, but goes straight to the fielder. So no run there. Yet another dot delivery. And they've gone for a lot of dot deliveries. We can see it from the bowling charts as well. The maidens, they say a lot about how many dot deliveries they've gone, and it is the dot deliveries that has mounted this a lot of pressure on the Pakistani batsmen at the moment. And the next one, that's bowled her. That is Iram Javed. That is bowled her just exactly how Amelia Kerr would have wanted it. That is finally a wicket for the youngster there. And what a ball that was. And Iram Javed walking away. Unfortunately, just 12 runs of 32 deliveries. She would be disappointed by that. But it's the 6th wicket to fall, and it doesn't seem to be recovering for Pakistan.
Well, definitely not. The recovery plan has gone southward with Iram Javed, who was the only batter who hit that big 6 today, walking back and this will definitely boost the morale of the New Zealand team, who have kept Pakistan on 113 so far, and have not given any kind of support in hitting any big score. Surprisingly,
100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Ewan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14 to 17 December, T10 Cricket League.
It's the 38th over in progress, and Pakistan have just lost another wicket. And for all our viewers who would have just joined us, a quick recap of the Pakistani innings, winning the toss and batting first. They have scored 113 for 6 in. Oh, that's another wicket. That is another wicket. The slip comes in place right away. And it is Sidra Nawaz, the very first ball. She has to walk away with the very first ball that she faced. And what a beautiful delivery bowled by Amelia Kerr. Something completely unexpected here, Neil. This is the second wicket in a row, and Amelia Kerr is going to be on a hat-trick.
Well, this was amazing, and it said
100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Evan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14th to 17 December, T10 Cricket League. 100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Evan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14 to 17 December, T10 Cricket League. A 100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Evan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14 to 17 December, T10 Cricket League. 100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Ewan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14 to 17 December, T10 Cricket League.
Second ODI, the first ODI.
Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14 to 17 December, T10 Cricket League.
Pakistan earlier won the toss, elected to bat, and are in a dismal stage right now after 45 overs being bowled at 134 runs, losing 7 wickets. And this is going to be an interesting playoff game. With me in the commentary box, I have Charvi.
And Kasparik to continue from the far end. There was a bit of a chance there at the mid-wicket region, but just tad bit far from the fielder there and flighting the ball, and that was in the air. The ball will run away, and that is going for a comfortable 4, and welcome runs here for Pakistan. They wouldn't mind that at all, taking their total on to 138 now for 7.
This is a good comeback from Pakistan perspective. They've got a few boundaries coming in, though a little late in the day, but still runs coming in any form, any shape are always welcome. 138 after 45, and what we're looking at, a revised total of 150, definitely looks pretty much within reach right now.
it all depends on how the next 4 overs go. We are in the 46th over, and it is going to be the challenge. The ball is lofted. It's in the air. Will that be taken? Just falling short. A few shots, a couple of runs. They do come back for the two. Sana Mir struck that ball really hard. Was just a bit away from the reach. A tough one to take, but a good fielding effort at the end, and she has to open up. She's got to play those shots now. Just with 4 overs to go after this one, it's 140 for 7, and there's going to be a couple of runs coming in this over, so that'll be fine. This is Kasperik's last over. She will be missing that on that occasion. The ball just moving away from Sana Mir, and this will be Kasperik's last delivery in the spell, and she has bowled decently well. 33 runs she's given away, picked up a wicket with one maiden as well. Running halfway, wanted to get that single to get off strike, Diana Begg, but unsuccessful, so she will have to take strike. That is the end. There is, I think, there's one more delivery to be bowled in this over. It's 46th. We're in the 46th over. Just one more delivery.
100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Ewan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6
The
teams.
one run coming from the last delivery of that over. 46 overs gone. It's 141%.
Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14th to 17th December, T10 Cricket League.
So Susie Bates to continue from the pavilion end. She is going to be bowling her 8th over, and it's 1 for 7. She will be bowling to Sana Mir. She is the batsman on strike, and she is trying to get those runs. But yet another dot delivery at this stage, Neil. The dot deliveries are just something that Pakistan cannot afford. They need to. Each ball has to have follow with a couple of runs.
Oh, absolutely. Though Sana Mir would be thinking of keeping strike, so she would probably be thinking of going for runs only when there's an opportunity to take a double. So, a singles may not be something that would be in her mind, because there are experienced bowlers. There are really good bowlers that are bowling at this end, and for Diana Begg to be exposed to that kind of bowling attack would mean that loss of wicket, or probably loss of even more number of deliveries. So Sana Mir trying to figure out a way to score at least an opportunity to find out if there is a couple in stuff for her. But right now, we'll have to be happy with just a single right here.
Yes, just a single, and bringing Diana Begg back on strike, and a similar field setting for both the batsmen. Susie Bates not trying to do anything special. She's just she's got her 4 fielders outside the ring, around the ground, and a packed offside for her. The next delivery in the block hole, and will run with the stroke, a direct hit, but Sana Mir has run too far. They would be looking for the second, but good running nonetheless from Diana Begg, and this is probably what is expected of her. She will have to take those singles and give as much strike as possible to Sana Mir.
Well, absolutely. In fact, we realized that Diana Begg wanted to run for the second, and probably she's found some confidence in her own batting, because if they would have gone for the second, she would have had to go and take strike. Now, change in the fielding. We see long off falling back, and deep fine leg has been called into the 30-yard circle. A deep mid-wicket, which was a deep square leg coming in, and the square leg comes into the shortish position inside the 30-yard circle. So change in the field, and from what it looks like, it would be a fullish length delivery coming in from Susie Bates.
Yeah, it does look like that. Just a few adjustments in the field for Susie Bates, bowling to Sana Mir, who is on strike at the moment, shuffling completely, and that is a very good shot played by Sana Mir. She covered the stumps completely, put the offside delivery onto the onside for a brilliant boundary. This is what she needs to do. They needed more of this, in the beginning, taking the score on to 147 now. Seven wickets have fallen. And we are in the 47th over. She needs to do a lot more of this in the next overs to come.
Well, absolutely. Again, changing the field. The long off fielder has been called in, and the square leg drops back to the boundary, considering the way Sana Mir shuffled around to hit that boundary. Very unorthodox, but it is something that is required as of now. A big appeal for what one would call a body before wicket. It wasn't leg before wicket, but Sana Mir trying to play again an unorthodoxy reverse sweep to Susie Bates. Unsuccessful at this point in time.
So 47 overs gone. It's 147 for 7. So 47 overs have gone, just the last 3 overs to come now, and it is going to be Kasparek to continue from the far end. She is into her last over. 9 overs, she has bowled 31 runs. She's given away 1 maiden and 1 wicket for her as well today. She's bowled brilliantly. She will be bowling to Dinah Begg, and that is stumped. She did step out, getting beaten by the loop and the wicket that they were all waiting for. It is going to be Dinah Begg. It is the 8th wicket to fall. This is something that they were avoiding, but a very good delivery nonetheless, missing the line completely, and the 8th wicket to fall for Pakistan.
Well, interestingly, Dinah Begg got out stumped in the first ODI as well. In a very similar fashion, she stepped out, missing the line completely and got stumped. And that was a time when Pakistan had the grip on the game. They just needed a few runs to win it. And Dinah Begg probably got too excited at that point in time and jumped off the crease to go for the big one. Well, when you have a partner in Sana Mir who's scoring very fluently, has been getting those boundaries, you try and do something silly is completely uncalled for, completely not required, and that is something that we've seen today. Nashra Sandhu, the youngster, comes in to join Sana Mir, the skipper. All she'll have to do for the next 3 overs, and a little under 3 overs, is ensure that she keeps giving the strike to Sana Mir, who is playing really well on 31 of 43 deliveries, and let her do the talking, let her bat do the talking and the scoring as well.
They will have to try and give Sana Mir as much strike as possible, and it is the youngster who is on strike, Nashra Sandhu, and yet again a much better delivery there. And misfield is in count, but Sana Mir not ready to run. There will be no single over there. It is going to be a dot delivery. Wouldn't mind that the New Zealand side, Susie Bates, would be all right, run not given. But as far as the score is concerned, Neil, I think it's very much in par for New Zealand. They will be looking to achieve this in less than 50 overs. It's close to 150. But it also depends on how the Pakistani spinners, they use the surface, they use the conditions in the second over. And Kasparek, there's a much better delivery from her, Nashra Sandhu. Just trying to see the over off. That's what probably Sana Mir would want from the other end, with a couple of runs that would be scored. So a wicket has fallen in this over. 3 deliveries remaining in this 48th over from Kasparek. And the next delivery as well, just putting it on side. So no run there yet again. It's been a difficult battle here for Pakistan when it comes to their batting.
Well, absolutely. They look like a different unit altogether today. As far as the batting is concerned, the lower middle order has done some recovery, to say so, but definitely the top order has completely disappointed with their performance. Now, again, I fail to understand why was that single not taken. Yes, it was a misfield, and there could have been a possibility for a single, and that would have kept Sana Mir on strike for the larger part of the over. If you see, the over after that wicket has just completely gone in dots. So there's yet again a maiden wicket over, and this is something that should have been converted into a single, and probably let Sana Mir take the strike and take it from there.
100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Evan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14 to 17 December, T10 Cricket League.
Leg spinner has been brought into the attack from the pavilion, and she will be bowling to the youngster to Sanamir, the experienced batsman. They didn't take a single in the last ball of the previous over, so they will. That is going to be a dot delivery, no run there. Sanamir is trying to creep strike as much as possible. So for her, I think the strategy is simple. Either she's going to get 2 runs or no run at all. She will not take any risks to take a single and get Nasha Sandhu on strike, because she does realize how important the wickets are. The wickets from the other end are falling. Sanamir is on 31 of 45 deliveries. So good, valuable runs coming in from her bat.
Well, absolutely. Right now, stepping up, and this is the end of Sanamir. A valiant effort there, 31 of 45, but unfortunately could not see through the Pakistani innings all the way till the 50th over.
And that is the 9th wicket to fall for Pakistan. A brilliant catch nonetheless for Amelia Keir, taking her 2nd wicket today. And all the bowlers for New Zealand, Neil, have been very, very successful. They have bowled those tighter lines, and you can see it. And it is the last batsman to walk in for Pakistan is Sadia Yusuf. Sanamir, after struggling through, scoring the 31 of 46 deliveries, she will have to disappointingly walk back in the 49th over, and we'll have to see whether they are able to complete the 50 overs or New Zealand is able to dominate yet again with their bowling.
Well, absolutely. They need to bat through the 9 deliveries that are yet to come. 9 deliveries, even if they add up to another 3-4 runs, they'll cross the 150 mark. Definitely no pressure for New Zealand per se, but at least there'll be some mental satisfaction from Pakistani team perspective that they've crossed the milestone number figure of 150. Meanwhile, Amelia Kerr coming into bowl. And beautiful turn there. The ball is gripping and it is moving, and this will lighten up the eyes of the Pakistani spinners. They would be already, moving the ball around in their wrist and getting their wrist warmed up while they're sitting out.
They would be definitely trying to do that. The next delivery, a much better, tighter line to Sadia Yusuf. They would be looking New Zealand to wrap up the innings as fast as possible now. They just need 1 more wicket to get them all out. 147 for 9 is the score for Pakistan. The next delivery just moving away on towards the leg side. And that'll be the end of the over. So maiden wicket yet again to Amelia Kerr. A fantastic spell comes to an end. It's 49 overs, 147 for 9.
100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Evan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14 to 17 December, T10 Cricket League.
Tahuhu to continue the last over, and that's bowled her. That is the first delivery. That has gone straight through, and Nasha Sandhu, and unfortunate, and that's the wrap up for the Pakistani innings in the 50th over. Of course, end of the 49th over, and it is going to be the target set for New Zealand. 149 they require to win in 50 overs, and considering the form that New Zealand's batting has had from the previous game, it looks like an easy skim through.
Absolutely. That was a beautiful delivery to finish off what was the remainder of the Pakistani innings, and New Zealand camp would be definitely very happy with their performance. The bowlers have done brilliantly well, and But with the Pakistani batters not performing to their potential. Yesterday, what we saw was a completely different unit. The same people, the team has been unchanged. But look at the drop in performance. Meanwhile, a couple of changes for New Zealand have resulted in a brilliant show for the team that was bowling first today after losing the toss.
Definitely, Neil. And it is going to be the innings break. We will be back. Stay with us. We will be back after a short break with the New Zealand innings chasing the total of 149 they require to win from their given 50 overs. And we will have to come back and see Pakistan's spin bowling attack. What a show it has been so far. 2.5 afternoon, just signing off for a short break. It's me, Charvi, and Neil from the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. See you in a bit.
100 international cricket stars are about to step up the game. Shahid Afridi, Virender Sehwag, Kumar Sangakkara, Ewan Morgan, Shakib Al Hasan, Sarfaraz Ahmed. 90 minutes, 10 overs, 6 teams. Live from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, 14 to 17 December, T10 Cricket League.
Hello.
Okay, okay. I need to note it down.
Hello.